Hello everyone. I just remembered to turn on mic. This is a very scuffed stream today, okay? Because I woke up and I was like, alright, time to read the MHA chapter on stream. And there's an obvious issue with that, is that it didn't come out and I was like, oh yeah, fuck. It's New Year's. But we made it, okay? Hello Bubba, hello my name, hello Cineminch, hello J Della, hello Dragon Gus. But I made it, okay? With almost no time on the clock at all. We got it. Okay. How's everyone doing today, alright? Happy New Year. We made it. Oh my god. Hope you rank the Jiro vs AFO correction fight to be top tier. We'll see, right? What's everyone's New Year's resolution, okay? Does it because people do that. Some are saying that people do that. I've heard. This is unrelated to New Year's resolutions, but last stream got copyright claimed because I used like I used some like Christmas song in the background that said it was like copyright free. And it got copyright claimed, so then I went to the guy who made it, and I was like, hey, I thought this was copyright free, and he was like, oh, it is, just like talk to my label and they'll get rid of it. And I was like, okay. So I submitted an appeal to the label, and they were like, no, it's copyright. And I was like, okay, well, you can keep the $4, I guess. So that's what I was doing. Thoughts on the Shigaraki reveal from the leaks? I try not to talk about leaks on the stream, so we will keep it to when the chapter actually comes out. Also, I've not even read the leaks. I know vaguely of what you're talking about, but not really. Yeah, I'm not gonna get like a copyright strike on my channel over $4, you know? It's not worth it. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone. You're still figuring out your New Year's resolution. My name says to explore the world and rediscovering myself. Pog. Oh. 3 weeks till next chapter. Holy shit, really? I'm gonna be washed up, dude. Oh my goodness. When is the MHA chapter supposed to come out? 5 days? Damn. Here's hoping MHA finally ends so we can rejoice. Oh, I forgot to post that I was live. Wait, hang on. This is so scuffed. This is so fucking scuffed. Okay. I'm like... This was so last second. January 6th on Manga Plus? Oh, dude, the same day my poll ends? Pog. My DoorDash just got here too, by the way. Also, Sorbus' birthday is on January 18th, but it's a Wednesday, so I can't stream on Wednesday. So, the Sorbus birthday stream might have to be on a different day. Did you miss stream? No, we just started. You know what? To all the early birds, you get a reward, okay? You get a popularity poll sneak peek. You know how last time I said that Twice was number 10? Twice is not number 10 anymore. All Might is number 10 currently, okay? That's what you all get. That's the info you guys get for being early. Made Might Rising. See, have there been any responses today? The popularity poll has slowed down a lot. There's only been one today. Voted for Yoshindo? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? God damn it. I hate when people vote for like these no-name fucking characters. Cause then I gotta like automate it. If you can get a spinoff of any MHA character, who would it be? All Might. Should have voted for Mustard. Somebody did. Yoshindo, who the fuck is that? Yoshindo is the dude who got bodied by Muscular. No Endeavor spinoff? I don't think he needs one. All Might has a bunch of history that hasn't been shown though. The only thing an Endeavor spinoff would do is show us how hard he can hit his kids. Which, I mean, if you're into that, you're into that, I guess, right? Cool story, I guess. Endeavor doesn't need a spinoff. The last 2 acts have been all about him. Yeah, pretty much. A Stars and Stripes spinoff would be cool. To each their own. So this tier list is going to be kind of scuffed today. Like I said. I finished this tier list with like 20 minutes left on the clock, so. Nakamura cut on Angie beating Shoto and Rei, yeah. I'd probably want a spin-off of Nano Shimura. Yeah, that'd be cool too. But I think like an All Might spin-off would also encompass that, you know what I mean? So I'll take either or, I guess. Remember I said Nacho was the real abuser? True! Won an auction from Japan? What'd you get? Me when I see Sakuga cubes and 360 camera angles on the skin cells and never slapped off of Rei. Someone said that an animator basically confirmed that she's doing second K on Nakamura's scene in Core 2. Do you have a source for that? I would like to see that. Someone said that food scarcity isn't a thing? Okay. Should they visit a majority of the United States? The Got Jiggly Nakamura. Yeah. What you think of the mutant discrimination at MHA? You should make a video about it. Does he know? Here, here you go, Max. I already made a 25-minute video on it. I mean, I expect Nakamura on VH. VH is gonna be the very popular arc. Happy New Year, skinny man. Can't wait for the anime filler of Hawks' dad versus Endeavor Abuser-off. Pog. Who's my favorite character from My Hero Academia? Currently, it's Dabi. Unfortunately for everyone, Nakamura being on screen does not make a season good for me, unlike half of the fan base, so we'll see. I think people are mad coping though, because Core 1 was falling apart early, so I don't think Core 2 is going to be much better. I haven't kept up with Season 6. How's it been so far? In my unpopular opinion, however, my opinion is not unpopular in this stream, considering I am the streamer. Season 6 is the second worst season of the series. Studio B helping with Core 2 would help a lot. Yeah, but they're probably already working on something else. Are you watching My Hero Academia Season 6 dub? No. I'm not a huge fan of the dub. But I've seen some current stuff. It's good. You think Season 5 was worse? Yeah. Because, like, the Season 5 is, like, narratively bad. You know what I mean? Because, like, the rearrange and all that shit, that's objectively worse than it just looking bad, if you know what I mean. Seems like in general people like this season. Yeah, I don't know why. Like you watch MHA Season 6, right? And then you go watch any other show that is premiering this season. Like you go watch, obviously not every show could be like Chainsaw Man, right? Like that is a crazy bar. And we saw at the final episode how that caught up to them, but you watch CSM, you watch like Bocchi the Rock, you watch Mob, and then you come back thinking that MHA Season 6 looks good? I mean, sure. Spy Family, I haven't watched Core 2, but maybe it's good, yeah. Loving your content, you kind of sound like Moist Critical. Yeah, I've been told that I sound like Moist Critical for like almost 9 years. Chainsaw Man set unhealthy standards for TV anime? Probably, yeah. Mappa also fucking sucks. I didn't talk about it on stream last week because I didn't know if I was allowed to. But the fact that CSM was literally outsourcing 3,000 in-betweens 3 days before the finale premiered is fucking insane. Is MHA your favorite anime manga? No, ReZero is. Do your best Moist Critical impression? I'm doing it every time I talk, don't worry. Like, for real, dude. 3,000 in-betweens? 3 days? That's insane, man. That is not good. And then And you know what's funny is like the day after that news came out, people were like, "Oh, Mappa's the best studio." It's like, okay, man. Like, I'm not gonna say that they don't make good anime because they do. The staff do though, not Mappa. The staff do. The executives crunch them to fucking back, man. Do you have a guilty pleasure anime? No. I don't believe in guilty pleasures. If I like something, it's good. There's a special place in hell for the people petitioning for Chainsaw Man to get reanimated. I mean, it's fine to be critical, right? It's fine to be critical of the anime, like... Did you miss the tier list? No. Like, I think the anime's color palette for CSM is very boring and not suiting towards MHA at all. And I think the execution of some of the, like, the comedy or more, like down-to-earth scenes is kind of mid. But... As a creative, one of my fears is to have the industry squeeze the life out of me in any art I make. Yep. Yeah. Weren't they mad that the VAs didn't fit in? It's possible, but I don't speak Japanese, so I couldn't tell you. They sound fine to me, though. How was your Christmas? I spent my Christmas streaming. So, it was fine. I also do like Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is like the best 6 out of 10 ever made, so it's fine. I can count to 10 in Japanese, does that make me an expert? If that makes you an expert, then I'm an expert too, bro. I'm outside. 4 out of 10, not 6 out of 10? I don't think it's bad. I think it's an okay series. When are you gonna start ranking the fights? I mean, I can start now if you guys want. I'm just sitting here talking to you guys. Alright. Everyone wants the tier list to start. Everyone's clamoring for it. Okay, so these are scuffed. These are bad images. Like I said, I made this tier list like literally 20 minutes before stream started, so... But this has every like major fight, or every fight of note, in my opinion. So like the joint training fights aren't in here because they kind of suck in like every regard, and plus it's kind of hard to plot out each fight, you know, because it's like it's not something as consistent as person versus person. It's like ever-changing big group battle. So these are the fights that I think have some narrative importance or are cool. How will you rank them? By placing them on the tier list in orders that I think is good. We're rating on anime fight or manga fight? See, this is a question I did not come to the conclusion to because I have just made this right before stream. Now I was also thinking this, and I don't know. Choreography or narrative or both? Both. Consider both. I like how rank both separately, and then immediately after someone says consider both. It's like just do exclusively manga. Oh man, you know what would be fun? Is if one day I had chat make a tier list. Like I just fucking put every time I got to a character, I would just do a poll about where they went. And then y'all would vote where they go. Will you be including the student-teacher fights? No. I probably should have, but I forgot to, so. What do you guys think about what Dude said? Should we consider the best version of the fight, whether it be from the anime or the manga? Like, for example, I know you guys, I know people are kind of critical of the anime adaptation of Gentle vs. Criminal, but, like, in that instance, would we take the manga fight into consideration? Like, is that something we can do? You sound like the average harem MC who acts dense but is actually smart. What? Gentle vs. Criminal, who is criminal? Horikoshi. Okay. We'll rank the best version. The best version of each fight is always the manga version. Respect Deku versus Muscular, please. Endeavor was first Hood. Put every Deku fight in S. Does he know? Okay. Okay. Battle trial fight. Yeah, Ninja, I was gonna say the same thing, actually. Like, I was just thinking about it, and I was like, you know, actually, these fights before, like, Season 4 are actually pretty good. So, here we go. The first battle I included was the first Deku versus Bakugo. Now, this fight is where I actually started to get into My Hero Academia. Like, I was watching, and then I watched Deku and Bakugo fight, and I was like, okay, you know what? This is interesting. It's got, above average choreography, considering the rest of the series, which is very funny, by the way. Cool narrative importance, but obviously it's an early fight, right? So, like, there can't be too much going on, you know? So, I think B. I think B is fine for this. It's a solid fight, man. It introduces us to a lot of Deku and Bakugo's dynamic. But it's an early fight, you know? Yeah, like Caper said, it sets the groundwork. And I don't think early fights can really be that spectacular, right? Because you don't know them that well, so. Above average in general, or above average for Hori? Above average for Hori. No MHA fight is above average in general, so. Now, All Might versus Nomu. If we take into account the manga, this fight sucks. If we use the anime version, that's pretty good. The fight, see, I don't think this fight is as good as a lot of other people. I mean, it's solid, but it's just a lot of punching until he just goes in the sky, which is cool. I mean, it's like got raw tax, right? So I guess that's like an A. Slightly overrated, yeah. This is not... Is this, Fave arc? I don't know if I missed it when you ranked the arcs last time. In my heart, it's My Villain Academia, but it fell off. So, I guess it's the School Festival arc. An A? Name 3 themes. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, you think it's too high? I mean, it's raw. Which... MHA does not have too many raw fights anymore. Huh? It's probably like bottom of A. Personally. Hi, Bubba. Name 3 themes. I was ready to get your ass, dude. I really thought you were gonna be like, it should be an S. I was gonna hit you with the name 3 themes shit. Are you doing rank within tiers? I always rank within tiers. I'm not a coward like some people are. All right, Deku versus Shinso. I actually really enjoy this fight. I still think that Shinso as a character is overrated as fuck. Oh my god, dude. He's so overrated, but like it was a cool fight though. I liked the quirk discrimination thing. You know, I liked him calling like Deku privilege, and Deku was like, bruh. Nah. Shinso's a great fanfiction character, yeah, I guess. Does Shinso know? He called Ojiro a monkey. Oh, Bubba would put him an A for that. Shinso stands for self-insert. Yeah. Ochako versus Bakugo. I thought this was a great battle. Oh wait. I just realized I forgot to put the war Ochako versus Toga in. Fuck. Shit. Anyway. We'll cross the bridge when we get to it. Good fight. I agree with Bubba that it's overrated. People hold this fight as like Ochako's peak when it's definitely not, but it's a good fight. I think it's better than Deku versus Shinso. I remember when I watched this with my girlfriend and she was like, wow, this. She was moved by this fight. There's a lot more going on, yeah. It's a much more narratively interesting fight, I guess. I'm really second guessing having USJ Nomu in A. It's just so raw. It's literally in A because of raw tax. We'll figure it out later. Alright, everyone. Masterclass fight. Deku versus Shoto, huh? Now, are you making quit your job money from YouTube? Fuck no. I also live in California, so. Everyone in chat knows it, so. I mean. Yeah. Shoto versus Deku is fucking peak, man. Holy hell. Yeah. This was great for both characters, man. Holy shit. Like, not to say that these two fights also weren't good for their characters. Oh my god, though. Deku versus Shoto. Fucking peak. Peak fiction, dude. It's all been downhill since. No, I'm just kidding. Great fight, though. Does a lot for Midoriya, does a lot for Shoto. Does a lot for, like, the world at large. It's a peak fight alert. And also, in the anime, yeah, it's impeccable in the anime, dude. In the anime, it's still, like, top 3 fights in terms of adaptation. It's what got most people in MHA. True. It's what got me in MHA. The finger breaking is such a good mechanic. Yep, the finger breaking was peak, dude. Oh my god. It was also peak. When MHA became mainstream, yeah, Sports Festival really shut this fucking series into the stratosphere. Which is funny when people will come to me and tell me that Sports Festival is overrated. And I'm like, bro, without Sports Festival, you wouldn't have a series. This shit would have gotten axed. Like, if this arc didn't happen, the series would have gotten axed, bro. peak fight. You haven't put a single scratch on me yet, dude. He was so raw. Such a good fight, man. I remember watching this. My girlfriend was asleep, and I was watching MHA for the first time. And I got to this episode, and my jaw was just dropped, dude. It was so hype. I couldn't bounce up and down in my chair like a fucking ape, cause I'd wake her up. But oh my god, it was so good. When he flicks his thumb, yeah, with the mouth. Oh my god, it was so fucked up. Oh, I love that fight so much, dude. Alright. Bakugo versus Shoto. So I know a lot of people didn't like this fight because of how quick it ended. And that, like, Shoto threw. But I liked that a lot. Have you ever cried while watching anime? No. I think Bakugo versus Shoto was cool. I liked that Shoto didn't get over his family trauma in one fight. The fight itself was kind of mid. Shoto versus Bakugo led to Katsuki. Bakugo is not a monster. This is a cool fight. It's a cool fight narratively. The fight itself is kind of mid, so it gets B for narrative. Yeah, that's fine. It's F for the meme. It was an after climax fight, yeah. I liked it. Solid. Oh man. I'm upset that these two never got a proper rematch though, and they never will. Haha. Stain. The Stain fight is also one of those fights where I had to prevent myself from jumping up and down in my chair like a fucking ape. Because I always watched the show at night when my girlfriend was asleep. So, I was losing my fucking mind, dude. It was so cool. I don't think it's as good as Deku versus Shoto. But I do think it's an S. Oh, fuck. I got salt in my throat, bro. This was an incredible fight. First full cow fight, yep. The full come around of Shoto. Deku's power progression and him being recognized by Stain was peak. Ida's like revenge thing and how it tied into the Shoto was peak. We can't throw S's around. Stain is an S, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you, dude. The USJ Noma is plaguing this list. Yeah, I kind of agree, honestly. Yeah, this is getting bumped down. I forgot, did Stain do anything in the jailbreak? He walked around and left. He swam. He swam from Tartarus to shore. You should have included the movie fights? Oh, they'd be an F. Yeah, it's fine. Stain was peak. And if you guys are mad about too many S's, it's a skill issue, personally. Deku versus 9 is S? No, it's not. Anyway. This was the first Toga and Ochako, and the frog was there, unfortunately. Let me think. I don't think choreography-wise it's very good. But it introduces it's a foundational fight, kind of like Bakugo versus Deku, the first one, right? So I think we can probably put it like here. Why does anyone like sue? It's all racism based. Ain't no way this man. Bro. MHA fights are all like narrative. If I was ranking on choreography, half of this list would literally plummet to F. These are all based on narrative. It's better upon recontextualization. I agree. This is on the same tier as USJ Nomu. USJ Nomu is not a very good fight. It is literally raw. There is no substance. It's literally just punching really hard and it's cool as fuck. Everything but Todoroki and staying at F? Yeah, pretty much. Like, we want to talk about a fight that has, like, almost no choreography, but it's raw as fuck? Deku versus Muscular, baby. Deku versus Muscular. No choreography. They punch each other really hard. Oh my god, it's peak. It's literally peak. This is a peak fight. This is an S tier fight. This is an S tier fight, okay? Now, this had me bouncing up and down in my chair again, okay? Every fight in S tier had me going crazy in my fucking room, okay? I was losing my goddamn mind. Actually, wait, hang on. Is it better than Deku vs. Shoto? This is the real question. Is it peak? Or is it a little bit less than peak? Which one is it? Oh my god, it was so fucking good, dude. It's more hype, but not better? Yeah, you're probably right. Deku vs. Muscular did have me losing my mind, but like... Deku vs. Shoto is a much more narratively interesting fight, huh? I mean, it's close. I can understand you having either over the other. I think they're both correct. Now, now, I mean, yeah, like, does it need any introduction? My girlfriend fucking sobbed when we watched this fight, dude. Oh my god. Like, do you plan on doing this for ReZero as well? Yeah, when I'm caught up, I plan on doing a bunch of ReZero streams. It's just like, I don't want to get spoiled, so I don't stream about ReZero, really. It's just peak, bro. How about the recent Dabi vs. Shoto fight? It's in there, it's just the manga ones look like shit, so you can barely tell. United States of Smash made everyone cream all around the world. It was the biggest creamer incident. The cream incident of 20... What year was this? 2019? 2018? 2018. The cream incident in 2018. What music is playing right now? It's the Twilight Princess OST. Do we treat AFO's downfall to this fight the same way we do the Kamina arc? I don't want to think about it. Alright. Now, everyone, we've gotten through all the good fights, okay? We've gotten through every good fight, and now we can actually make the tier list a little more diverse, okay? The first 3 seasons of MHA, every fight was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life, or it was, yeah, it was solid. You know what I mean? Like, that's the first 3 seasons was like, it's either peak or it's okay. Deku vs. Bakugo 2, in my opinion, is single-handedly the most overrated fight in the entire series. It's not that good. Now, choreography is interesting. It's cool like that. I didn't know he was chill like that. narratively, this fight kind of fucking sucks. So, if we're taking it at the best rendition of this fight, then the anime, yeah, it's a C tier fight. Because I really don't like it narratively. I really, really don't like it. Established a more healthy rivalry between the two? Does he know? Question mark. Deku versus Bakugo 2 is the start of Deku never thinking again. He just thinks... Bakugo just gets the trauma dump on his victim, and then, like, he gets to win. Like, not that the Bakugo stuff wasn't good, because I did like that. What would I rate MHA as a whole right now? I have it at a 4.5 currently, out of 10, by the way. Not out of 5. Yeah. So, this is the start of the trend of, like, this rivalry is only about Bakugo. Deku is just here as, like, a paper mache character. He's not actually here. Multiple videos on MHA, 4.5? Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna be your punching bag, it's laid out. I do go more in depth. If you guys haven't watched my retrospective video, I talk about this fight a lot more in the video. But essentially, this is the beginning of Deku's reduction in character. This is when Bakugo begins to go, like, hey, I'm actually the victim in this, despite being the one who abused you for like a decade. Sun Eater versus random goons. I'm not gonna lie, I have never liked this fight that much. I think this fight is also very overrated. It's not a great fight. I don't like it that much. The only thing I liked about this fight is that he's very gay. That was cool. Actually, maybe it is. It's D, actually. This fight is not very good. You don't hear anyone talk about it? That's crazy. It's because he's gay, yes. Nice try, Bubba. Fuck you. The only thing good about this fight is that he's very gay for Mirio, and Mirio should be very gay for him as well. Mirio should have gotten his quirk back, and they should have been gay, and then Mirio would have been saved. Oh wow, watch this white straight dude put the gay fight in D. I put Ochako and Toga in B. What do you want from me, bro? Kirishima fight, okay. Kirishima fight. What do you guys think about the Kirishima fight? I know this is like a fight where people think it's either peak or people think like, why did this happen? Good, S, okay, A. I really like that one. A or S? Okay. I can tell you one thing, this is not going in S. Wow. It's not S. Everyone who's saying it's S, it's not S, okay? I think it's a good A tier fight. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. And that's about all I have to say about it, honestly. Like, it's a cool fight. Animated really well. Kirishima's stuff is cool. Better than that fraud Sun Eater, you know? Yeah, this is Mirio versus Overhaul. Let me think. So, God. I don't think it's S tier. Did you see Chibi's new video about Horikoshi? No, but I can watch it on stream. I think it's a great fight. Shame about the anime. I don't think the anime is too bad, okay? The anime is not too bad. It's not great, but especially now with future context and like seeing season 6 and stuff, yeah, the anime is not too bad, okay? I wasn't as emotionally attached to Mirio like some of you guys are. In the manga, it's an S? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. I would say maybe here. Like I said, I'm not as emotionally attached to Mirio as you guys. But it was good, though. I was like, no fucking way that shit happened. Outcome versus Bakugo is C tier because it's not a good fight, narratively. A is wild? How is Mirio versus Overhaul A wild? It's better than Kirishima's bum ass? Maybe. Honestly, I might just find them interchangeable, so. Alright. Deca versus Overhaul. You're giving some high grades? Well, because this isn't... Okay, again. This isn't only based on choreography. Like I said. If this was only choreography, all these fights would suck. Most of them would suck. Deku versus Overhaul is not an S. Goddamn was the anime adaptation fire, though. But... the manga is actually kind of mid. The anime did a really good job with it. I like it narratively a lot. How is this not S? Because it's not peak. I like that it's basically the proof that Deku is the one who deserves one for all, and that he and Eri are the only ones that really make it out unharmed, right? That's cool. And he gets rewarded for being like the real person who's worthy of one for all by being able to tap it at 100% and beat the fucking snot out of Overhaul. So, god damn it, get the fuck out of here, Kirishima. There we go. Good fight. I do think it's a bit overrated, but it's good though. First time seeing 100% full cowling. And the last, baby. Let's go. Dude. Him realizing he can break his bones. Oh, that was flames. Oh my god, that was so hype. When I read that shit for the first time. Oh, baby. Deku versus Gentle. Deku versus Overhaul being in the same tier as the Kirishima and Mirio fights feels a bit weird. Doesn't for me. Overhaul arc is kind of mid. So, I have to ask, because everyone has a different answer for this. Do you guys think that the Gentle fight is worse than the anime? Because a lot of people are very mixed on the anime adaptation for the Gentle fight. Worse than anime, definitely. No. Kinda, yeah. No. You motherfuckers could never agree on anything. I really don't like Lover Mode. Honest to God, don't remember it. You think every fight is worse than the anime? No way, dude. You think You think like Deku versus Todoroki? You think every fight in S tier right now is worse than the anime? My only issue is with how lover mode works. Hi, Solar. So, Deku versus Gentle is one of the few MHA fights that has actual choreography. That's crazy, right? What a crazy thing to have happen. Air Force gloves. Oh my god. Air Force gloves are like the best addition to Deku's costume by far. I fucking love them. I love them, dude. They're so sick. And you know what, dude? He's got drip. Deku has he's got actual clothes on. He's not looking like a fucking bum off the street. Air Force gloves are peak. The way Air Force gloves and Gentle's rebound quirk peak. Okay. Have you read chapter 377 leaks? Nope. The Manchester Smash, that's where he hits him with the Manchester Smash, right? That's peak. Oh my god. I think it's S. Now, where it goes in S, let me think. It's probably better than the Stain fight. St. Louis Smash, that's right, that's right. Is it better than Deku? Like, I mean, Manchester was overhaul, right, right. I know for a fact this fight is S tier. Where it goes in here is my question. I have a hard time wanting to put it over Deku versus Muscular though. There's no way Deku learning how to kick and flick his fingers should excite me more than the second and third quirk being unlocked. Oh shit. Above Deku and Muscular X serious? I don't know, man. You were the hardest to fight, Gentle Criminal. Confused so many anime onlys. Too implicit for them. For real. For real, for real. Dude. Isn't it crazy how almost every single S tier fight involves Deku? It's literally all but one. Crazy how that works. God rest his soul. Crazy how Deku used to be the GOAT, I know. Almost like it was his series. Endeavor versus Hood. So in the manga, this fight was a little less interesting choreography-wise, but the anime went fucking crazy. Didn't include every single joint training fight. Yeah, I don't want D tier to be too populated. But Pro Hero's S tier. Where it goes in S, I'm unsure. Dude, the purple sky. They actually had the purple sky. Isn't that crazy? It's probably above Stain. Fuck. Chill. It's probably above Stain. I don't think it's above Deku versus Gentle because Deku versus Gentle was just so integral to the... You know what? Hang on. There we go. Okay. This is better. Is it better than Deca versus Muscular? I don't know, man. I think my Deca versus Muscular hype clouds my judgment, bro. That shit was life-changing when I watched it. Is it wrong that I like Endeavor in the final arc? No, he's one of the last good characters left, so it's fine. Why didn't you include Spinner versus Trumpet? Sorry. Okay. Shigaraki versus Redestro is probably one of the worst fights of choreography. Now, the question is the narrative good enough to carry that? Is Toga versus Curious on here? Yeah. We're obviously not going to use the anime version of this fight because it's fucking dog shit. Touches him. So, this is a tough one because like choreography wise, it's terrible. Probably one of the worst, but this was an incredible fight regardless. Isn't that kind of funny? One of the best panels in the series came from this fight. True. The art went crazy. Holy shit. The art went so hard. I don't think it's an S just because of how boring of an actual fight it is. But like... because it's just like... two dudes like not touching each other and then Deku touches the ground and it's over. Are you including the top of the tower segment? I guess, yeah. It's peak A, I think. Fucking get the fuck out of here, Deku. There we go. That's what Hori said when he was writing. He was like, get the fuck out of here, dude. I wonder if we should do a version 2 after this with choreography. No, I'm just kidding. They're all gonna be in the fucking dumpster. This is Toga versus Curious. Toga versus Curious. Man. In the anime, it sucks. I'm blaming the new editor for what MHA had become. You shouldn't, because he got a new editor, and it still sucks. I think this is a good fight narratively, but choreography is very mid and the anime is garbage, so... yeah. I think it's a very good fight narratively. God, choreography is so bad. But those last two B tiers in C? No. Not them playing Curious's theme over Trumpet Star. Dude, that was peak. If we pretend that one cut is canon, it can be low A. Yeah. Let me just imagine. Let me imagine a cut. It was real in my head. Okay. This is the trio versus ending. I honestly don't know where to put this, so let me think. choreography was not very good. It was them running at ending until they beat him. Narratively, it was cool. It wasn't that good. It was just like... See, I kind of want to put it in C, but it feels disrespectful to put it next to Deku vs. Bakugo 2, you know? No Endeavor versus Peak Servant trash. Who the hell is ending? John B is lost. Endeavor's talk with Natsuo was good. But I guess the rest was just there. Fucking god damn it. There we go. Just move Deku vs. Bakugo 2 down? Maybe I will. Dude's not gonna be happy about that if I move. It's a battle manga with a focus on everything but the battles. Yeah. Okay, Mirko versus High Ends. Mirko versus High Ends is so overrated, it's not even funny. It's... it's raw though. I mean, it's got cool choreography and it's raw, so that's cool. It has nothing narratively. It's got literally nothing, but it is pretty raw. I'm not gonna deny that. Which is like the bare minimum. This is not the final placement. I'm just putting it in B because I know it's in B. Is the rawness enough to carry? Yeah, it is. It's enough raw. Fucking get the fuck out of here, Deku. What is wrong with you? He's got like magnetism. There we go. You put All Might versus Nomu in B? Yeah. Rawness is B? I agree. Oh. Twice versus Hawks, dude. Oh. This is a peak fight. Hawks versus Twice is high A. I think this fight is too implicit for you guys. I'm not gonna lie. If you guys think this is an S, it's too implicit. Not final. We're just putting it here. It's definitely better than this one. It's definitely better than this one. It's definitely better than this one. Now, is it better than Deku versus Gentle? Maybe. How much higher does it go is the question. Let me think. The whole chat spammed S. When I said that, there were two people. You have to realize there's a delay. When I said that, there was two people saying it's like A and C. Or S, I mean. B, fuck. I'm gonna leave it here. I think middle of S is good. Deku versus Shigaraki. Oh, goodness gracious. I think Deku vs. Shigaraki was one of like the most hype weekly experiences I ever had. Now, see, this is where the struggle comes in, because like for a lot of these, we haven't been taking into account future context. But if we take into account future context, wow, this fight sucks. Well, it's actually still okay, but it's rough. It was a conservative episode. Shut the fuck up. No, the anime version of this episode is not a contender. We're not even going to discuss it. God, this is definitely S tier. It's definitely above this. Definitely above this. Definitely above this. Oh, I think I like it more than Deku vs. Gentle for his character. Well, the potential for his character. What I thought it would do for his character was fucking peak. It's probably above this. Now this is where it gets stuck as well, huh? I mean... So, like, I'm trying to think. In an alternate universe where this got the anime adaptation it deserved, would I have it here? Probably, right? In a world where this fight got the anime treatment it deserved, it would probably be number 1. Okay. We'll make this list, and then we'll update it for future context, okay? Why didn't you put Shiggy versus the Pro Heroes? I don't know. Like I said, this tier list was made like 20 minutes before I went live, so. Bro's bringing in parallel universes. If we're gonna be fair with the ruling of out of future context, it feels like it should be above AFO versus AM. Yeah, probably. Deku versus Nagant. Okay, we're finally in territory. We're finally in Act 3, okay? We made it. So, Deku versus Nagant is one of 2 well-choreographed fights. However, it's a shame about the end. And she fell off. But it's good, I think. This is not final placement, I'm just putting it in A. It's definitely going in A, I just need to figure out how much better it is. Let me think. Overall being there makes it worse, I mean, yeah. Deku utilizing his quirks elevates the choreography by a margin? Yeah. The way he actually used smokescreen, isn't that fucking insane, dude? Craziest shit I ever saw. Nagant is B, don't let the unwashed trick you. 1 of 2? Yeah, Deku versus Gentle is the other one. What tier would you put Studio Bones versus Spinner's screen time in? It would have been an S tier fight, but unfortunately they lost to an ass pull at the very end, where they decided to put it in an episode in the war. Spinner beat Bones with an ass pull, unfortunately. How about there? Sure. Alright, guys. Class 1A versus Deku. Let me think. It's not very good. Some might even say it's bad. Are you gonna put the big 3 versus Shigefo? I've got like just like the whole Shigaraki fight in here, basically. Counterpoint, Fajin is the worst quirk. He's true. He's true. Oh yeah, this fight sucks. I don't remember ordering corn with my shonen. Smokescreen was one of those quirks. I thought I hallucinated it. The Ito moment hard carries, dude. Has the Gentle fight been ranked yet? It's top 4. D? Yeah, it sucks. My Little Pony versus War Drama. This fight halted Deku's development in its tracks, literally just gaslighting him into coming back and never addressed the issues of his lack of self-worth. Easy D or even F, I agree. Ito moment carries, though. Ito's not dead, not yet. Okay, guys, this one's actually unironically hard, okay? Stars and Stripes versus Shigaraki. Okay. So, this is probably the rawest fight in the series. Like, in terms of, like, scale of battle. But, the story is genuinely dog shit. It's like Horikoshi pooped on a plate and gave it to me. But like the poopy has like a firework in it, and then he lights it and like the shit explodes. And it splatters all over me and it splatters all over the wall. And I look at him and I'm just like, you just blew up shit all over me. And he's like, well, it was cool though, right? So I'm very conflicted. Sorry. Somebody said S tier to make me laugh. Everyone, okay. I'm gonna start a poll. I want you guys to vote, okay? Because whatever you guys pick, I'll probably be happy with. So there's C, there's D, and there's F, okay? It's not going above C. I'll tell you guys that. Easiest F of my life. Yo, local, what's up, dude? I feel like anime owners are gonna like this as well as the final arc of MHA. Yeah, they will. Casual fans are gonna like it, which is fine. Why are you guys voting C? Oh, you guys suck, dude. Not that much local, I'm just talking about mid. Okay. Stop the count. I decided I don't care about you guys' poll. It's going in D. I hate this fight so fucking much, dude. It's like I struggle to even call it cool because it sucks so bad. You know what I mean? Everything about this fight sucks so fucking bad. You gave us the vote rigged. Alright, Deku. No, not Deku, what the fuck? Dabi versus Shoto, okay? Dabi versus Shoto, in my opinion, is like the only good fight that we have. Schrodinger's voting poll. It's not finished yet, so we're gonna let it cook. But fight had no consequences, bro. It's the whole reason why no international heroes are coming to help. No, it's not. This was already established right before the fight, where it was said that the paperwork that was that they needed to get done to get international help was stalled because Verdestro had destroyed the Hero Public Safety Commission. I thought this was raw as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. This might be right here. So it's impossible to tell because there's no color, but this is the Shoji fight. I'll just save you guys some time. There we go. You're welcome. You're welcome, chat. Who the fuck is Shoji? Where's Endeavor versus AFO? It's right here. Dabi doing phosphor was goofy. It was goofy, yeah. Endeavor versus All for One was actually kind of sick, when it focused on Endeavor. Endeavor is carrying that fight so hard. It's crazy. The AFO tax is crazy. I'm thinking I might agree with the B rating. Dobby just walks away? I don't know. I'll just keep raging against myself. That was flames. What's the other fight? That's the Shigaraki fight. AFO tax goes crazy, I think. AFO using rewind is going to prevent this fight from ever getting A, unfortunately. AFO tax versus Endeavor tax. Unfortunately, I do think I hate Endeavor more than I... Or not Endeavor. I do think I hate All For One more than I like Endeavor, so... Where's Bakugo versus Shige-AFO? It's this last one right here. So... I'm not gonna lie. I think the Shigaraki fight is one of the worst of the series. Do you guys agree with me? That's because Bakugo died for a chapter. I think 362 Shigaraki fight was peak. I think 364 Shigaraki fight is genuinely bottom of the barrel. Let's not call it the Shigaraki fight. Well, you know what I mean. Now, I don't think it's the worst. Because beating Shoji is quite... It's quite impressive. But... This is supposed to be the fight. It has no stakes. There is no story. There is no passion. There's nothing. I don't fear for anyone's safety. This fight exists as an excuse to maim Mirko further. This fight fucking is kind of ass, dude. There's no choreography. It's people blasting Shigaraki with big attacks, and then Shigaraki goes, "I'm fine," and then he hits somebody really hard. That's like the fight for like 10 chapters. What about Deku versus Shigefo? It's not very good either. Very uninspired. Bam. You know what, actually, on second thought, the Deku shit is bad. The Deku content in this fight sucks. You just have to pretend it's better? You're right. I just have to pretend that it's a better fight. What about Deku versus Melski in round 2? I didn't include it because it's literally just one punch. So, yeah. Exactly, Michael, yeah. It's weird how Shigefo compared Bakugo to the second. Well, he did that because it was somebody that felt like he backed him into a corner that didn't have one for all. Allegedly. Toga vs. Ochako 2, probably A tier. Bubble wants... Oh, I forgot. Yeah, it's probably A tier. I literally forgot that fight again. Somewhere in here, yeah. MHA is underrated now? Does he know? Waiting for Asa to realize that Deku never thinking for himself is an extension of his "my body just moved on its own" moment. Never doubt Horikoshi. Shut the fuck up. literally was gonna yell at me for being a helpful subscriber. For a second there, I thought you were talking about the one that hasn't happened yet, and I was like, Bubba really wants me to rate a fight that has not occurred. Does the adaptation have any chance of salvaging any of these manga fights? I don't think so, no. Unless Horikoshi literally goes, can you change this, please? It's bad. Then no. Just predict, lol. Why didn't you just predict the rest of the manga, dude? The main reason why I contend with the MHA is underrated claim is because it's not. You guys have to realize that we're in a bubble. I have said this so many times recently, it's actually fucking insane. We are in a bubble. We do not represent the majority of people. And MHA is selling the best it has ever sold. It has so much merchandise, it sells so many manga volumes, it sells so many spin-offs, the movies make so much money. MHA is not at all underrated. I know people who don't watch anime, they know what MHA is. Yeah. MHA is a titan, bro. Not compared to others? Well, MHA is not on the level of, like, Demon Slayer, but a lot of things aren't on the level of Demon Slayer. What is the Undead Unluck fight rankings? I read one chapter of that and instantly dropped it. Like, do you rank Shoji versus Spinner? Yeah, it's right here. I've not seen Demon Slayer. Is it worth a watch? Is Jay here? If Jay's here, yes. If Jay's not here, no. I mean, it's fine. It's like a solid 6 out of 10. When a property enters Fortnite, it's pretty much culturally untouchable. True. Yeah. The best 6 out of 10 you ever gave? True, yeah. I agree with 6 out of 10, but is My Hero really worse? Modern My Hero? Yes. Make a tier lower for Shoji versus Spinner. Baba, I know it. Are you talking about the Season 1 poster? If you are, it's disgusting. And like almost every piece of MHA merchandise has that. It's actually foul. Alright, how much does this list change with future context? Let's see. He immediately went after Sue because of racism. Which poster? It's the Season 1 poster where like Deku's lunging at the fucking camera. In like his shitty costume. Let's see. With future context, this fight stinks. This fight stinks. Let's see. Mario sucks. I'm just throwing these randomly as fuck, by the way, like I'm not... I'm indifferent towards Kirishima. You guys might have an opinion on that, but I don't know. Yeah, this sucks. A little bit more. This is a little bit worse. What is the most untouchable fight? Probably Deku versus Todoroki, right? Like, that's kind of clean. This is a little bit worse because of future context. This is a little bit worse. There we go. Stain falls too? Not really. Close enough. This list is close enough. I just threw them around. What's my biggest problem with MHA at the moment? Horikoshi decided that the final act needs to be like 3 arcs. Now, do choreography and technically wise, oh my god, I'll be here all day if I keep making tier lists for like every situation, bro. Stain hasn't done anything since his arc, but that's not always a bad thing, right? Like, Gento hasn't done anything since the sports festival, or the school festival, I mean, and he's still kind of fire. Alright. Chibi made an MHA video, right? Why not rank MHA fan theories? I have actually done that before, and most of them were an F. If you don't mind me asking, how would you go arranged Act 3? To change Act 3, you would have to change Act 2. And that means you might also have to change Act 1, so it's kind of like a whole thing. He needs to rest up? Yeah, he needed to take a hiatus. Okay. Chibi made a 5-minute long video. Damn. He's pumping them out. What's he talking about? Let's see. My Hero Academia needs to end, or Horikoshi might not ever be able to draw again. Damn.
It's always disheartening when you see an offer comment like this from
True.
a mangaka. An offer that puts their blood, sweat, and tears into what they're writing and working on. And regardless if you love or hate this series, it's
True.
still heartbreaking to see someone basically wear down their very health to give us some of our favorite stories. And I know nowadays it's very popular to hate on My Hero Academia. It's very popular to say it's fallen off or
True.
it's garbage, etc.
True.
And even myself included, I don't agree with everything that's happened within the manga. But it doesn't change the fact that at the end of the day, Horikoshi, he is a human being. And he is
True.
someone that puts a lot of time and effort into the story. And regardless of how you feel about
It's
that,
backbreaking.
he has dedicated a lot of his life for...
Can't hear the video really well? Yeah, it's because I turned down the... Fuck. Here, I got you.
half a decade working on My Hero Academia. And when you see this offer comment say, my shoulder hurts so bad, with how it's hurting, I'd rather not have a shoulder at all. This is a sign of his health deteriorating. And this is something we see so often in this industry. So often with manga writers.
Bleach's author, Kubo, like, he got fucked up, didn't he? Kubo, he got fucked up. I mean, obviously we all know about Togashi, right? Gege had to take like an emergency break. I'm sure there's plenty of. I mean, the Rudy Dragon author, has been gone for months, haven't they? I'm sure there's many others that I can't even think of off the top of my head.
Like we've seen it with Togashi. I know
Yep.
Taite Kubo, I think, had that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been countless different, like, mangaka that's just had health issues. I mean, Ruri Dragon of recent late, you know.
Opinion on Chibi? I have no opinion. Oh my god, even he brought up Ruri Dragon, dude. We're in sync.
Just what happened with that series. Just
Is Ruri Dragon even still going if he ever comes back? Ruri Dragon sold very well, so yeah, probably.
you think of everything, it's sad to see this because this is probably going to be a huge dampener to the final arc of My Hero Academia. But at the end of the day, the manga doesn't matter in comparison to Horikoshi's health.
That's true,
But
yeah,
this
I agree.
obviously will have a result or a effect, so to speak, on the manga. So let's dive a little bit deeper into this. What's kind of going on? So basically, for a while now, for the past few weeks, about a month or so, there has been definitely something that's been kind of showcasing something's off with Horikoshi. I'm not talking about the manga, quality writing, whatever. Let's not get into that. Let's not. Once again, we're not getting into low-hanging fruit. We're talking about the page count. And I'm not going to show the chapter for obvious spoiler reasons, because I know there's people that are probably going to
Oh yeah, the 9, is this the 9 page? Whew.
But basically, in the latest chapter of,
You have to also think that the week he dropped this, he was doing this, the chapter itself, he was doing this popularity poll color page, which is probably very fucking strenuous, okay? That's a lot of work to do. He was also drawing Jump Festa stuff, and episode sketches and stuff like that. And who knows what else he's doing, because there's probably other unannounced projects that he also has to draw. Holy shit.
My Hero Academia, it was only 9 pages. And a 9-page chapter is short.
A 9-page chapter is really bad. A 9-page chapter is really bad. People told me that when Tabata had a 9-page chapter, he got a 3-month hiatus, or was it a month hiatus? I think he had the month hiatus or something. Hori dropped a 9-page chapter, and he took a week break. Wait, no, there wasn't even a break after this one, was there? I don't remember, actually. Fuck. No, there was. I don't remember. Was it 3 months? Or was it Gege that had the 1 month? Somebody had a 1 month. Oh, it was Oda that had a 1 month, actually. Never mind.
To put this in perspective, most chapters in Weekly Shonen Jump are about 16 to 18 pages. So when you have a 9-page chapter, there definitely is something going on. Definitely. Either they weren't able to meet their deadline properly and they had to cut the chapter short, or something else. Health problem, whatever. And when you think of the page count being only like 9 to 10 pages.
Also, 376 chapters is a lot. In a weekly manga. Like, holy fuck. 376, not necessarily consecutive weeks, but near consecutive weeks. That's crazy. Not to mention all the other shit he's had to draw on the side as well, right? Like volume extras, popularity poll color pages, whatever else, like Shonen Jump lead color pages and stuff like that. It's fucked up how much work they put these people through.
It lets you know something's going on. And
they won't give you workers' rights, but if you're a pedophile, you can get a slap on the wrist and come back, by the way.
With the offer comment that came out that's associated with this chapter, which is this, it now rings very true why the chapters have been getting kind of shorter and shorter. His health, his shoulder is destroyed. And obviously, if you're someone that is drawing manga, doing all the artwork and the story, you're constantly leaning over your desk and you're drawing. And
True.
You got to
Some might even say factual.
In that posture, continuously drawing, using your wrist, your hand, your shoulder moving, drawing, doing whatever you can to be able to make the story in the manga we love, it's going to hurt your health, especially with the grueling hours that a lot of mangaka experience. So, seeing this is sad. It's legitimately a sad sight to see.
I know that we give Horikoshi a lot of shit because his manga's bad, but I hope you all understand that we're talking about like his manga, not like his work ethic or like his work standards and shit like that. Like he deserves way better than what he's getting. The constant work cycle is terrible. He's always working on something. I'm pretty sure you have no downtime. Like as a mangaka, I don't even know how you do anything besides draw the manga, right? I don't know how you ever find the time to do that. So while his manga is mid, it doesn't really reflect on him as a person. He deserves better as a person, regardless of whether his manga is great or mid.
And the only thing I can really say at this point is a few things. Horikoshi should take a break.
True.
I know that's probably not a popular thing to say, but
I mean, obviously I can't speak for the greater fandom, but it is a very popular thing to say. That I think most people are very aware of the fucked up circumstances that he is in.
he should, but will he? Probably not. And the reason why is because it is the final arc. And probably in his head, he's just going to continue pressing forward until he finishes the manga, and then
Maybe.
he will take a break.
Speculation, though.
Personally, I think he should take a break if his shoulder is that bad to where it's like he's saying he'd rather just not have a shoulder at all. When you see something like this, him pleading, basically, this means that he should.
So, I do think this author comment is bad. But obviously, if his shoulder was like in literal agony and like he literally just wanted to get rid of his shoulder, I don't think he'd be saying it. I think this is a little bit tongue in cheek. Like I think there's some truth to it. But I don't think his shoulder is literally destroyed. Otherwise it just wouldn't be an author comment. Like I don't know. Maybe though. Maybe I'm wrong.
Take a break. Will he? Probably not. But it's always sad seeing this, and I know there's going to be people that are not going to care about this news because obviously, once again, people associate, a bad manga or if they think a manga is bad, and they don't give a crap about the author because of that.
Happens a lot,
It's
actually.
not okay, but that will be people's responses to this news. But, yeah, My Hero Academia, there's two things that need to happen at this point. As much as I love the series, if Horikoshi doesn't want to take a break, he probably should end the series.
I don't think his series should be ended. I think he should be forced to take a break. Obviously, they're never going to like literally hold him at gunpoint and make him stop making the manga, but they should like literally pressure him to do it. They should literally be like, hey, you need to stop making this. You are not well. 9-page chapter, your shoulder's fucked up. You're making all these things. You need to stop. But obviously, they'll never, like, literally forcefully stop him because they want to make money, so. Recap Arc 7 of ReZero. I'm literally one phase in, bro.
That's my 2 cents. And if not that, well, he should take a break. One or the other. That's the only options I really see, because he will probably destroy his shoulder if he doesn't continue, if he continues. So, I guess I'll leave it at that. I wanted to talk about this because this came out earlier, and I wanted to make sure everybody was, aware of this, thanks to, the page count being so low for the recent chapters of My Hero. But I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching.
I mean, yeah. It's nothing really that, like, I haven't said before or people on Twitter have said before. Pretty normal shit. Yeah, it's fucked up. I mean, we all know that Weekly Shonen Jump sucks. For a multitude of reasons. I see it as something that will only get worse before it gets better with how it's going. Yeah, no. I don't know, man. They need to let Horikoshi free. Hashtag free Horikoshi from the shackles of Weekly Shonen Jump. Let him be monthly. Speaking of Horikoshi as a person, I also have this video up. Is My Hero Academia sexist? The Chibi video was not planned, but here we are. I have heard a lot about this video. I have never watched it. It's 40 minutes. I don't know if we're gonna watch all of it. If it's 40 minutes, Horikoshi might be finished, guys. So, alright. You just watched this the other night? Oh boy. Okay, well, here we go.
So, My Hero Academia, huh? I don't like the way female characters are treated in My Hero Academia.
Fair.
That's the gist of all this. Now, not just the treatment wholesale. I actually think MHA is notable for the presence of a diverse group of female characters.
Okay.
Class 1A is not half and half guys and girls, but out of the 20 students, there are 6 girls. This might sound kind of meager, especially considering one of them is actually invisible. Apparently, Sue and Toru were conceived as male characters, so at least we didn't get a 20-to-4 ratio. But compared to a lot of the other shonen shows I love, looking at you, Hunter x Hunter, and all the sports
shit.
I adore,
Not the Hunter x Hunter
these shows
allegations.
have some great female characters, but they're not a large part of the cast, and that's frustrating. But My Hero Academia is full of female characters, heroes, villains, and I enjoy watching their part in the adventure. Still, there's two things that really get me about the female characters in the show, and they really get me. The sexist objectification of the young women of My Hero Academia,
Okay.
which is not only distasteful, but also a distraction from the main story, and the constant
Oh,
sidelining
shit.
and lack of development.
Section 2, she's gonna cook, dude.
Before I go any further, I want to say I love My Hero Academia.
L.
I think it's one of the greatest shonen of the past few decades. I have
L.
had so much fun watching this show. Bones did a fantastic job on the adaptation, no surprise.
The Bone
And
staff
the
did,
story is
not Bones.
well-paced, action-packed, full of memorable and compelling characters. You know, it's a great show.
Does she know?
Also, I think
She's
MHA
probably an anime
deserves
only.
a shout out for including a mother character, Inko, who is alive and a part
True.
of Deku's life, which is just
That is actually something I like about My Hero Academia. Is that like Deku's mom isn't like an afterthought. She's pretty present in at least the earlier story law.
thank you,
She's probably an anime only, okay, it's fine.
MHA.
How old is this video? It's 1 year. So this is before the final arc and stuff.
Thank you for having a living, present, caring mom for our hero. You are in an elite club for that.
True.
I'd also like to say that MHA is pretty notable for having two trans supporting characters.
True.
The hero Tiger, a trans man, and the villain Magne, a trans woman. Because this is in part a discussion of gender representation in shonen manga, I think that these characters are important to mention and celebrate.
I agree.
So I'm going to do that right here. Full disclosure that I am cis, so mostly I want to cover this because I think it's important.
I'm gearing up for the Ochako is love interest woman take. I'm interested to hear her take on Magne because I have criticisms of this.
And I think it would be wrong to not cover the series Trans Woman in a video about women in MHA. For Tiger, I don't think his trans identity is mentioned outside the manga,
It's
and
not.
only then briefly in an extra.
Yep.
But he was able to fully transition. For Magne, that's not the case, and I've read opinions from trans fans with different takes of how well her representation is handled. I'm cis myself, so I don't want to center my take, but there seems to be points for it having good and bad elements.
Yeah.
On one hand, it's interesting to have a trans character who doesn't pass, maybe because hero society is structured in a way that villains and poorer people don't.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think it's an interesting perspective that like she doesn't have the resources necessary to transition because, well, she's a villain, so she can get fucked, I guess.
To resources like gender-affirming surgery that heroes or the wealthy do. We see that lack of access in our own non-superhero society.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Magne is a villain, and she, the only trans character you can clearly identify as trans, is presented as one of the villains. Fairly sympathetic villains, but villains. Like other queer characters, trans characters have historically been presented as evil.
I don't think a trans character being a villain is an inherently wrong thing. I think that's a little goofy, personally. I don't think that trans characters should be like literally typecasted away from villain roles just because they're trans. I mean, I think I understand the message that she's trying to get across there, but yeah, I don't think the correlation is there. If anything, I think it'd be more goofy if you excluded trans people from ever being a villain. You know what I mean?
Or deviant in fiction. She does reflect a bit on her identity in a pretty touching inner monologue. Shortly before, spoilers for Season 4, Episode 2.
I'm surprised she didn't touch on the fact that like sometimes it feels like it's played for laughs. Like, how was I gonna say this? I feel like that flashback to her friend is literally supposed to be comedic. I don't know if you guys agree. That flashback has always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Like, you could probably twist it to be like, oh, it's just like including all like body types and identities and stuff like that. But I feel like knowing Japanese media, I don't think that was the intention. And I'm surprised that she doesn't talk about that. Like the girl in the flashback is like huge and has like, I'm pretty sure she has like a really deep voice as well, and I'm pretty like, I always thought that was played for gags. And I was just like, okay.
A brutal death at the hands of Overhaul.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is one of the first times a character straight up dies in the series.
Yeah.
The show does kill a bunch of people from here on out,
No.
but I could do a whole video on Bury Your Gaze. I'll just say,
Yeah.
it's definitely a choice Horikoshi made.
Yeah, it
There
is.
is a
It's
nice
not
scene
great.
after her death where her friends in the League of Villains correct Overhaul when he misgenders her. And I've never seen that before in a shonen show. Although
That's
I'll
true.
be focusing on the representation of the young cisgender women in my analysis, particularly representations of their bodies, I wanted to say that trans rights are human rights and womanhood is more than how you present or appear
True.
physically.
Based.
Now, just because the show has more female characters who are treated better than many shonen and has some trans representation, that does not mean it's immune to criticism.
True.
And I have criticisms. Let's get into it. Like I mentioned, I have two problems with MHA's female cast. The
Why
first
My
is
Hero
the male
Academia is racist? She just read the mutant plotline. Dude, we should send her my mutant plotline video. Be like, hey, it's all downhill from here, okay? I know you're an anime only, but it only gets worse from this point on. This isn't the first time pronouns have been corrected in Shonen Jump. She's a Hunter x Hunter fan. Uh-oh. I'm not far enough in Hunter x Hunter to know, but...
male gaze. The second is the lack of development for the female characters in the story. We'll begin with the first one, the male gaze. If you haven't heard the term male gaze before, you've definitely seen it. If you've seen MHA, you've seen it before. Male gaze is an idea in feminist theory that women in art are portrayed as sexual objects for the pleasure of a presumptive heterosexual male audience. There's
You should skip the objectifying part, should I?
a lot written about this idea, and if you're like, huh, I'd be curious to read or watch more about that,
I don't read,
I'm gonna
sorry.
link some stuff in the description. But for analyzing MHA,
God,
the women in the world exist
I hate
as
this.
sexual objects first and characters of their own second. On a basic level, if the goal of presenting a female character a certain way is simply to make a presumed straight male viewer go, that's hot, then female characters are treated as sexual objects first, and characters
I always
second,
forget
they're
this
treated
happened.
as
It's
characters
so
after.
bad.
Think of panty shots, boob shots,
Yep.
tentacles,
Yep.
groping, all of that.
Yeah,
This is what I'm talking about.
it's not
In
good.
anime fandom, we tend to call this stuff fan service. Fan service is a more neutral term than male gaze, mostly because while fan service is implied to be for presumably straight male viewers, it can be for presumably straight women too. I'm going to stop saying presumably straight from here on out to be less wordy FYI, since this is the default for the male gaze. Some might look at Free Iwatobi
Holy
and
shit.
say, fan service exists for girls too. And yes, this is true. But Free is almost satire in a way. It's shameless about it. And there is one
Pause right now.
There are a million shonen.
Why do you want me to
massive-
pause? Oh, you want me to pause on the free scene, huh? Don't tell me about the invisible dude. If she finds out about the Invisible Girl cover, it's over. It's literally over.
amounts of fan service aimed at men.
We're never gonna
Because,
recover.
You know, the patriarchy. Male-oriented fan service hits a little different. Some see a male character with his shirt off and think, ah yes, there is no problem with fan service in anime. See this man. He's hot. Women will like that. And I'm sure many will. But a male character's chest is never going to be the defining trait of his character.
True.
It's never going to be something that other characters comment on all the time. It's never going to be what new characters react to first.
I don't think MHA is very
It's never going to be that.
I don't think MHA. I think MHA is less guilty of this than other anime. Not to say that there isn't fan service, because there is, but it doesn't have nearly as much as some other shows. But when it does it, it's very bad.
That important. The anime fairy tale features Natsu and Lucy as two of the main
Oh, no.
characters. Natsu often doesn't wear a shirt. We get his abs and chest on display a lot of the time. Lucy often wears bikinis
Oh,
and
no.
similarly revealing outfits. Guess whose cleavage is constantly focused on by the literal framing of the show and the story itself? It's not Natsu. This is the male gaze, right? You could argue that both these characters are fan servicey because of their costumes being revealing, but the reason Lucy gets a different treatment in the world of the story is because of the male gaze.
Yeah.
Here's a thing to keep in mind too. Women's bodies are not inherently sexual, erotic,
Yes.
sensual,
True.
whatever term you want to use. A character with large boobs is not inherently sexual or fan servicey because she has large boobs.
True.
That's how she is, that's how her body is. Period, end of story. What sexualizes a female character and her body, what furthers the male gaze,
Fucking
is the
hate anime.
presentation of her body in a way that objectifies her. If you introduce a character with large breasts, great. If that's all you do. If you introduce a character with large breasts, and there's a prolonged scene where male characters are drooling at the sight of her and she's embarrassed or uncomfortable, and there's lots of close-ups of her boobs or other parts of her body, then you've sexualized and objectified a character right off the bat. If you've seen a lot of anime, the scene I just described is probably all too familiar.
It hurts.
If a series shows us a part of a woman's body before we see her face or she gets to speak, a point I made in a video on here years ago.
Oh, fuck.
Major Kyoko in Haikyuu is given a butt and a boob shot before we even see her face.
Really?
Even if that show goes...
Azzy, fend. Azzy, fend now. Azzy, you have 15 seconds to fend. You're fucking finished, dude. No way that shit happened at Haikyuu, bro. Ugh. God, anime fucking sucks, dude. I hate anime so much. I forgot about that. What pisses me off is that Hori was on track to having this be an actual story point for Hero Society, Mount Lady at Midnight, Ochako's costumes, Momo's internship. It was right there. Yeah, but then he was like, I want to jerk off instead, so...
that female character, we
Is that why it's Bubba Core?
Perception of her by pure objectification. We do not see her as a person. We see her as parts of her body.
True!
I love these characters in the clips I'm showing on screen from Kuroko no Basuke, the melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, and Haikyuu who get this treatment. But I think the inherent objectification of their bodies is wrong. Let's look at some...
Haikyuu is so devoid. Oh, Haikyuu just went from a 10 to a 9.9 in Azzy's eyes.
Characters to see the male
Oh
gaze
no.
section, shall we?
The beach episode.
Now, I think that fan service / the male gaze can actually meaningfully serve the story or plot. But such a thing is very rarely done.
I think an example of fan service and the male gaze is Chainsaw Man. I think, which is sad because it goes over a lot of people's heads, unfortunately, but I think if you want an example of like sexuality being used as like for thematic purposes, you have Chainsaw Man. But unfortunately, I don't know if she's read Chainsaw Man. She seems like she watches anime instead of reads manga, so maybe next year we'll get one.
And rarely done well. There's an example in the first episode of MHA, one of the very first scenes of the first episode. This bit of fan service I don't hate as much as I normally would.
Yes.
Because it serves the world building.
Yes.
We see a bunch
I agree. The Mount Lady scene is good.
of pro heroes fighting this giant villain,
Kamui.
and hero Kamui Woods is about to nab him when a hero making her debut, Mount Lady, finishes him off and claims credit for his defeat. We get a gratuitous butt shot, and she winks at the many cameras taking pictures of her, saying today is her hero debut, and she's pleased to make your ass-quaintance. Okay, I do hate this a lot. It's kind of terrible, which is my default position on most fan service. But it actually tells us something about Hero Society and the world of MHA. Mount Lady is literally using her sex appeal to garner media attention to become a more prominent hero. In this world where heroes are both combatants and public figures, it makes a ton of sense that a new hero like Mount Lady would try to court the public in whatever way she can to get ahead. This is honestly a really helpful bit of information to give us in episode 1, because it draws an instant parallel between the hero culture of this world and the celebrity culture of our own world. In the same way, it's easier to become a famous celebrity if you're good-looking, young, cool. It's way easier to become a famous hero if you're good-looking, young, and cool. It gives us, the audience, an easy entry
You never noticed Kamui.
world of heroes. Did you have to draw this parallel using the male gaze? No. But at least a female character is keenly aware of how she can use the male gaze to empower her own hero celebrity. So, this is certainly one thing people point to with fan service to say, look, it's empowering, see? Women use their sexuality for their own purposes or as a weapon.
Yeah, it's a stretch.
It's an inherent part of their character. That's cool. And sure, sometimes characters have their sexuality interestingly tied into their identity and aesthetic in a way that makes their use of the male gaze a contribution to their character.
Yeah,
or the
I'll
story,
post a video here.
like Mount Lady in this one scene. But having watched quite a bit of anime and also having consumed a lot of media, generally speaking, the large majority of male-oriented fan service does not have this kind of insightful character building that makes its presence feel warranted. Let's look at Bubble Girl.
Oh.
So, for
Isn't this a fan designed character? I can't believe they greenlit this shit. Jesus Christ.
Bubble Girl and the heroes to follow, much of this objectification stems from their costumes.
Yeah.
They are revealing in a way that serves not their powers, but the male gaze. And I can hear it already. Oh, but it does serve their powers. It makes sense.
No, no. I know that she's gonna refute this argument, so, like, but it's such a bad one. I don't care if it serves their power, make their power work differently, bro. Make their power work differently. And, like, Momo's costume doesn't even serve her power, dude. It literally doesn't even serve her power. She can have so many different costumes. But Hori wants to fucking crank it under the desk so bad.
This is a common counter-argument when you criticize fan service in anime. It serves the story or plot and therefore is excusable or expected.
Momo's got
And,
arms,
as it is
yeah.
explored, this occasionally has merit. But does fan service always serve the story? No.
Name 3 themes of Bubble Girl's underboob. Name 3 themes.
Hard no. For Bubble Girl, the practicality of this costume is non-existent. Her powers do not require underboob. She can make bubbles with specific smells. That's her power. Horikoshi did not actually design Bubble Girl.
Oh,
A
she
fan
knows.
did for a
Pog.
contest. He just picked this fan's character and design over, presumably, hundreds of other entries.
Yeah.
I doubt
Well, I don't know
there
if he
weren't
picked.
hundreds of other entries with other interesting quirks and actually practical costumes. Why did he choose this one? What is so compelling about it? This is made more awful by the design stating that she was a 16-year-old.
She's
Horikoshi
6.
aged her up and
Oh.
made her 21.
Okay.
So she's an adult, and if this is how
Wait, even Horikoshi was like, nah. Nah, we're not doing this. I actually did not know that she was supposed to be 16. That's fucking crazy. How do you make Horikoshi draw the line, bro? How do you make Horikoshi age somebody up? Jesus.
wants her costume to be, more power to her. But the fact she was intended to be 16 and that the weird underboob thing is unrelated to her powers rubbed me the wrong way immediately. It got worse when she was chained up and tickled, quote unquote, by her mentor Night Eye.
This was
Hey.
crazy.
What the hell does this serve other than some very particular fantasy for a straight male viewer? For Bubble Girl, there's none of that cool character building tied up in her sexualization.
This was
No
crazy.
theme, no relevance to her powers, no clear attempt to use her sex appeal to succeed in the hero.
Okay. Somebody could probably argue that this has some thematic relevance to Overhaul wanting to, or not Overhaul, sorry, for Night Eye, who wants to have a world filled with joy. But, like, you could have done it in a different way. I don't know. You watched the scene in complete silence with your mom. I'm sorry that you had to do that.
Industry. She has this costume because it looks cool and sexy, I guess, and it makes the scene extra titillating for a male viewer. What's the point? What is the point? This isn't to say you can't have sexy female characters who are just sexy. No other reason than that's how they are. Like, hell yeah, that's awesome. But it's possible to have a sexy female character in a way that doesn't objectify and belittle her, and most media fails to do sexy female characters in that way.
Ian and Oceanus came up with some nice alternatives in their Overhaul retrospective vid. Oh, did they?
There's debate to be had over how you portray women in media to be both sexy and empowered while not serving the male gaze, and I'm not going to solve it in a YouTube anime analysis video. But
Weak.
most of
I would.
Horikoshi's female characters just aren't empowered. They are sexual objects. They are meant to please a male viewer first and foremost. Even if he was
We'll
going
see.
for that perfect sexy but empowered feeling, I would say, well, this is bad interpretation of empowered sexiness. But he's not. Plus, not everything has to comment on the intricacies of the male gaze. Shonen manga aimed at primarily middle and high school boys might not be the best place for a strict interrogation of feminist perspectives. Of course, I'd be delighted if more authors did do this, but I understand why they might
Or
not.
why are we watching this? Because we're seeing if she cooks, and so far, so good. What was there, like, one thing I disagree with? I don't remember.
But you can't use the excuse,
Where's the actual fight tier lists? Bro, that was like an hour ago.
oh, this hypersexualization of a woman is empowering, if said woman is completely subject to the male gaze. It's sexist. That's it.
True.
A minor point, because I don't care very much about this character, but this is
Oh,
exactly how
no.
I feel about Midnight.
The allegations.
Sure, there's an in-story reason for her to have a sex goddess getup. Her quirk releases an aroma from her body that puts people to sleep.
Oh,
and it
no.
works better on men. So somehow this means a dominatrix theme. But every aspect of this getup is done in a way to objectify her, not to develop her character.
And she's a pedophile, yeah. She is a pedophile as well.
Works in hero society, not any meaningful engagement with the lives of sex workers. It's so.
What the fuck is this feminist woke shit you're watching anyway? Are you 14 years old? That ass? For real, for real?
Presumably, straight male viewers can look at her
Has she read Vigilantes? I think she's only an anime only, so no, probably not.
and go, "That's hot," and objectify her. She low-key flirts with the students.
She
and
does.
I guess
It's
a
bad.
part of her power too, but it's so weird. I don't like her. Any
No.
aspect of her. Honestly.
I'm glad she's dead.
We cannot forget that MHA doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's not like the character has to be like this. An author created it. In this
True.
case, a main
True as fuck. This is so true. She's truing right now. Like, My Hero Academia is not like a real universe, okay? This is made by somebody. And this is something that people don't understand. Is that Horikoshi is responsible for every single thing that happens in here, right? Like, Momo's costume is Horikoshi's decision. It could have literally been anything else. She's truing right now.
He chose Midnight's powers, her costume, her presentation. He made choices for the world to be like this.
Agree.
Another thing people tend to say about fan service or sexualization in anime, or in any kind of media, is that there is sexism in the real world. Women are sexualized by real-life men all the time.
Okay.
We need to have that in our shows to be realistic. To this argument, I say, if you're going to include sexualization of characters for the purposes of realism, you need to meaningfully comment on issues of sexualization.
Sure.
I don't think Horikoshi is trying to make any sort of statement on feminist theory with the designs or treatment of his female characters. The closest we get is Mount Lady's sex appeal, and maybe the commercial with Snake, Momo, and Kendo, where female heroes are promoting a hairspray which makes them a lot of money. Which isn't much of a statement anyway. Everything else does nothing. There are shows that
Not
have
this one.
commented on this, with varying degrees of success. But that is not what MHA is trying to do. Content warning for the times on screen for
Oh, no.
sexual assault and rape. This is an important but intense section of the video, so skip it if you need to. So, in the anime My Love Story, Takeo, our protagonist,
I've never
stops
heard
a
of this.
gopher from assaulting love interest Rinko on a train. The story doesn't include this scene because they want male viewers to be titillated by it. They include it to showcase the horrible groping culture against women in Japan's public transit,
True.
and to show that our main character is absolutely not okay with it as he destroys this
Oh,
man.
fuck. Get him.
A more serious example can be found in the 2003 adaptation of Fullmetal Alchemist, not the
Oh.
more recent Brotherhood.
Full Metal.
The character
Pog.
Rose.
I haven't seen it.
Rose lives in Lior, a city in the main setting of Amestris, which falls into a civil war after its theological leader, Cornello, is revealed to be a false prophet.
That's kind of
And
raw.
Rose is present to see Cornello's downfall. This story makes up the first arc of Fullmetal Alchemist.
Damn, maybe I should watch that. That sounds sick.
The state military of Amestris invades Lior. Both sides of Lior's civil war team up to fight the military, but the local population is still totally devastated. Rose was a leader of the Lior forces, but she is captured by the Amestris military and imprisoned for a year. When she emerges, she has a child,
Uh-oh.
clearly implied to be the result of rape. The allusion to this rape is included to comment on the costs of imperialism and the suffering militaries enact on enemy civilians,
Fair.
especially civilian women. Rose, when we meet her again after these events, is a shell of who she
Okay. So, yeah, I agree, obviously. An example I use when I talk about this same very concept is Mushoku Tensei. Mushoku Tensei introduces a bad thing. The main character is a pedophile. And it makes light of it in the same way that MHA makes light of its sexualization of women of children. This is anime only from 2003. Holy shit, that's impressive. Mushoku Tensei plays this main character being a pedophile for laughs every time, consistently. And, yeah. And what matters is how you present. So, like, you could have concepts, right? Like, you could have concepts like sexism and stuff. Are you gonna be doing a Mushoku Tensei video when season 2 rolls around? No, because I don't like the fan base, so I'm good off that. What was I saying? Yeah, so like you can you can present these things neutrally, but like still comment on them. Does that make sense? Like, it is how you deal with the social commentary. Yeah, so like when Rudy from Mushoku Tensei talks about like grooming a child, and he has like a funny little face and like funny little sound effects play, and he's giggling and shit. That's horrible. That is genuinely fucking terrible. And an example in My Hero Academia is when Minetta's peeping on the girls in the forest training camp arc, and it's played for gags because Jiro like stabs him in the eye and stuff. Like, oh, it's funny. No, it's not. It's just cringe. It's just goofy ass cringe shit.
Who she once was, suffering immense PTSD from the abuse she suffered at the hands of Amestrian soldiers. This is meant to shock.
I can't believe this is anime only. That's crazy.
That this kind of character from the start of the series is a victim of the atrocities of war. It's not just random unnamed character suffering, it's someone you know and were fond of.
Rudy literally beats it to Eris and it's played as a joke. Dude, he fucks Eris. Spoilers. But you shouldn't be watching it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
For example, the anime Banana Fish actually features a male main character.
What video you're watching? We are watching Is My Hero Academia Sexist? Yes. And so far so good.
Of a sex trafficking ring as a child. And of course, rape and sexual assault is an issue that affects both men and women. All of this to say, people do write female characters in terrible situations where they are victims of sexual assault to make meaningful points about their broader story and society.
True.
And that can be done very well, as I think it is in the examples I mentioned above. It's also easy to do this poorly. See my least favorite episode of Ouran High School Host Club, episode 8, for an introduction to victim blaming, for example.
Oh.
But Horikoshi isn't going for this. He's not trying to comment on sexual assault or sexualization at large.
Yep, gag. Right there.
That was a little heavy, but important to address. Alright, moving on. On to Momo. Oh, sweet
Oh,
Momo.
God.
So, Momo's quirk allows her to create objects from her exposed skin by transforming the structure of her fat cells. She has to have studied the molecular structure of any object she creates, but she's dedicated enough to have a lot of knowledge about different objects. So, she needs a costume that exposes a lot of her skin so she can produce large objects without large sections of her body being blocked off by clothing. Thus, this design was born.
Ugh, it's bad. It's
What?
terrible.
There are a lot of things wrong with this design. From a practical standpoint, the weird boob stripes of clothing create a very narrow shape for her to create stuff.
Yeah.
Just a sturdy bikini would have been better. Support the boobs and give you not only your whole chest, but your whole back and sides. I guess if a bikini doesn't give Momo enough breast support, pretending we're in a reality where this outfit provides any support for a hot second, she could wear something with more coverage up top that still allows her her entire chest and arms and back to use her quirk. Like a sports bra. The MHA stage show came up with another solution, not using Momo's original costume, but instead using a similar design with a zipper.
A zipper? No way.
Re-zip and she's all supported again. I can think of many more designs, some that honestly would be sexier or more revealing, that are not this bizarre side boob thing. With Momo, there's also
Momo's costume is a litmus test, okay? Because there are a lot of people who will defend this because she has a plot reason, but a plot reason is not always a good thing. Also, hang on, I'm gonna pull up what Azzy posted. He's fending for Haikyuu so hard. The Haikyuu fan service scene is all anime original. This is her introduction in the manga. There's literally no sexualization whatsoever. That's the anime. The anime's horny.
also the aspect that she's 15 years old, eventually 16 in the manga. Do I find it weird and off-putting that a teenage girl, designed by an adult male author, wears this oddly impractical and revealing outfit? Yeah, I do. Everything I've discussed
Hori gave an in-universe explanation for Mirio. True.
so far is made worse when applied to young girls, because you're presenting them as sexual objects, something to arouse not just boys but men, when they're not adults and they shouldn't be presented in an adult
You're
context.
sorry for missing so much of the stream. It's all good, bro. Happens.
It's one thing to find a teenage anime character cute, or call him or her your waifu or husbando, or write fanfic about them. I don't think people who do that are morally corrupt or anything. But the sexual element of it can be taken a little far, by fans and by authors. Clearly, the goal with Momo's costume is male titillation, and not anything more than that. The canon explanation of, she needs to show skin.
I think... So, for myself personally, I think that, like, the way anime teenagers are drawn, they barely look like teenagers to begin with, so I don't care that, like... I think it's funny how people on Twitter, like, I shouldn't say their name, as bad as I want to. I like it when people go after other people for, like, being thirsty after, like, anime teenagers, and then, like, you go through their likes on something and they're also jerking off the anime teenagers. I think that shit's funny. Personally, I don't really care. I just think the hypocrisy's funny. I really don't feel like a lot of anime girls are even drawn like teenagers. You know what I mean? I find the shit like going after the children way more problematic. I think people like going after lollies is way more problematic than people like beating off to fucking, I don't know, like 17-year-old anime girls, I guess. The lolly shit is despicable. If I had to pick between like getting mad at somebody for like cranking it to if I had to pick between getting mad at somebody like cranking to like Momo or cranking to like a child character, I would be like, well, I think I know which one I'm more mad at, you know? My problem is they are still intended to be teens. I mean, yeah, but like, I guess it depends on if somebody is like cranking it because, oh my god, she's 16. That's the part that I like. You know what I mean? I don't know. I personally just don't waste time getting mad at people for that shit. It's whatever.
Is just a pretense for this impractically designed costume. It's more insulting when we spend so much time with Deku thinking about the exact details of his costume to best support
Oh
his
yeah.
power, unable to accommodate his powers on its own.
Yeah.
And Momo's is just skin has to be shown.
Well,
here.
he is also the protagonist, to be
Fans
fair,
have done
so.
so many designs that are revealing but actually make sense. Some of these fall into
Yeah.
the sexy but empowering bucket, for me at least. To be clear, for anyone without breasts, it can be so hard to run and even move without a bra on. So these outfits aren't just impractical in the sense of quirk compatibility, but also in the sense of comfort and ease of movement. Why would you expose your boobs in outfits like these and literally hinder yourself?
I don't really care too much about like the comfortability of it. Like obviously in real life this would be unsustainable. But like if we wanted to also take into account like costumes that just suck to wear, like Bakugo's gauntlets probably fucking suck. They're so like heavy on the hands, right? That shit would suck. So I don't really care that much about this. But I get it. Yeah, sure.
Physically for no discernible reason, especially when you're a hero who is paid to run around and save people.
But
And
it's definitely
in
done because of
abroad,
horny though.
It
Yeah.
can be cumbersome to move for larger chested people. Sometimes people get breast reduction surgery if their boobs interfere in their movement enough. So if you don't have the personal experience to understand, that might give you an idea of why something like this is just so baffling. So to sum up this point, fan service
Asa does not care about women being comfortable. I don't care about anyone being comfortable.
and MHA are not serving the story or plot. They are not empowering. They are not meaningfully commenting on sexualization in the real world.
True.
They are not even logical within the story.
No,
Oh,
no,
no.
no, no,
Ugh.
no, no.
I should probably talk about the elephant.
I'm not ready.
Or the worst character in MHA, Mineta. If you've made it this far into the video, you probably aren't surprised that I hate Mineta with every fiber of my being.
He's so
Here's
dog
the
shit,
thing.
man.
If you don't find Mineta's jokes, quotes very much intended, funny, his character is literally useless.
Yep.
Mineta's backstory is that he was bullied, so he wanted to become cool and popular. And to become cool and popular, he wants to use women as a symbol of his own status. Therefore, he harasses girls in a way as bad or worse as the constant bullying he experienced that likely
Get
makes
his
them
ass.
feel uneasy and unsafe. He offers nothing to the story in any other sense.
True.
He only exists to
Yeah.
pervert a joke.
Bubba, I was kind of confused. Was he bullied? I don't think he was bullied.
And objectify women. This is bad on its own.
Oh
It's
my
really
god.
bad and unacceptable. It's made worse by the fact that the good part of MHA, the super compelling story and characters, get undermined by this. If you're trying
At least everyone shits on him. He gets shit on the same way Bakugo gets shit on, aka as a gag.
to build dramatic tension, and then this sniveling excuse for a character starts sexually harassing Momo, you are sabotaging your own story by taking all the steam out of the drama to make a terrible boob joke. Levity via comedic relief isn't generally a bad
I don't know if she's gonna talk about it, but Horikoshi said that this guy was a self-insert, by the way.
thing, but Mineta isn't funny. MHA has genuinely funny moments without Mineta, and those can be so good. Midoriya being really calm and collected and cool in the face of danger, and then BAM! Nerd mode where he goes on an internal analysis tangent is funny. As I'm writing, I'm wondering if I find this particularly funny because that's who I am as a person, someone who thinks way too deeply about things I'm obsessed with.
I never laughed
But
at
I
these.
googled MHA funny moments, and some of them were in there, so I feel justified, okay? Or like Bakugo being so angry all the time, over nothing. Or Kaminari
Bakugo's
getting
gag
zapped.
sucks, but yeah,
Or
sure.
Momo being clueless about how rich she is. Or
I cannot stop twinkling.
there's funny stuff that has
God.
nothing to do with harassing the young women of the cast. Let's take a look at some of Mineta's greatest hits, shall we? And by that, I mean moments in which I desired to whack myself in the face so I no longer had to watch him on screen. They are so constant whenever he appears that I'll do just a few. When he groped Sue in the USJ attack.
So
When
bad.
he groped Momo in the beginning of the sports festival.
So bad.
How about the cheerleader outfits? Where the
So
girls
bad.
are tricked into wearing cheerleader outfits by Mineta and You're on Thin Ice.
Is there any
Kaminari?
source of the self-insert comment? I mean, I could probably find it, but maybe later.
The two idiots tell the girls that they have to wear these outfits for a cheering competition, and they manage to trick Momo into making them, and also all the other girls into putting them on. Did none of the girls question this message from the biggest pervert in their class? Did no one ask if they should check with Aizawa? How did all the girls lose common sense? Momo even asks, why am I always falling for his stupid schemes? Like, shouldn't my canonically very intelligent character be able to see through this? Why does the author keep making it
Hori
sound
likes
like
him
I'm
dumb,
super
okay?
dumb? The sub has Present Mike ask, what kind of fan service is that? And the dub has him announce that the Class 1A girls are going full-on fan service. The look on the girls' faces suggests that, yeah, that's literally all this is. They are not happy about it. They were forced into these costumes for a totally nonsensical reason. The girls know it, and Horikoshi knows it. This is for titillating the male viewers, plain and simple.
Yes.
There is no story or character purpose.
She's true. She's
Manga
true.
just shows us the depressed lineup of girls, but the anime makes this even worse by,
Wait.
you
She's using manga stuff?
know it, a butt and a boob shot. They're embarrassed, but basically roll with it at Toru's encouragement.
Oh my god, do you guys think that she's gonna talk about the Ochako, like, body stuff in this?
We get cute shots of them cheering. Yay! Blah. Then there's the training camp where he creeps on the girls. When in the class battles
no.
in the most recent season, in the middle of an intense fight, you think he came up with a clever plan to trip up the other team, and it's revealed to
Skin
be
tight suit? No.
ultimately a way to smush his face into Mina's boobs.
Talking about the, Oh yeah, he called Jiro very erotic. Ugh. Gross.
Now, are you ready for the worst one? The one that is totally
Is it the airy
inexcusable?
one? Is it the airy
one
one?
that if you're
No.
leaving me an angry comment that I simply do not understand the humor, you're going to have to stop and look me in the eyes and tell me is okay? When Mineta
No!
meets Airy,
I don't have it.
Airy, sweet
I can't.
6-year-old
I can't.
Airy,
I can't.
first thing he says is, I can't wait to see how you look in 10 years.
Oh. I took damage.
I look at this scene, and I lose it.
I
People
took
love to say,
damage.
he's just a teenage boy with
It's so
hormones. What's the
bad.
problem? I'm sorry, if a teenage boy in real life saw a 6-year-old girl and said, I want
Dude, Mineta needs to be shot in the fucking head. It's over, dude. It's Jover. It's fucking Jover. It's fucking terrible. I remember when I first read this, because I started reading around the Overhaul arc. In the anime, I mean. And I first read this, and I was like, wow. That was terrible. Why did he do that?
to see how you look in 10 years, I would slap him across the face and tell
Mineta
him to
isn't
get away
racist,
from
though,
my
yeah, Pog.
child and tell his parent or
Mineta isn't racist, by the way. So, Pog. Look at this fucking dude.
guardian, their son is atrocious and needs serious help. What is wrong with you if your first instinct when meeting a 6-year-old is to sexualize her? to say you can't wait for her to become a
Shoot him in the
sexual
head.
object you can dehumanize like
Blow his
every
brains
other
out.
female character. Girls are not sexual objects for your pleasure. The worst part is Mirio makes a weird joke with his butt here that could have been the main joke.
Yeah, true.
But no, we get that line from Mineta completely unnecessarily.
Deku, when somebody like robs the corner store, he hits him with like the Detroit Smash. And then like Deku, when he hears that somebody was a victim of racism, and when Minetta's hitting on a child, he's like, huh, that's weird. That's crazy.
And to zoom out, it's not just Mineta that said this. It's Horikoshi, the author, who made the choice to write a line that sexualizes a 6-year-old.
Yes.
Even for Mineta, this is a truly terrible line of dialogue. This was a distinct choice made, and I find that deeply upsetting.
Yes.
If you have been screaming that fiction is not reality,
Fiction
that
is
she's
reality.
not a real 6-year-old girl, that none of this matters, I'm here to tell you that, like it or not,
Tierlist is over? Yeah, the Tierlist is over. I mean, you can go back in the VOD though and you can watch it.
fiction does affect reality.
True! People who say fiction isn't reality are so misguided, bro. That shit is so naive. Art means so much to people. It's so weird how you can have like the same person go like, this piece of art literally changed my life, and then also go, oh, art doesn't affect reality though. No, it does. Art means so much to people. Art is such an integral form of human communication. So to say that art like doesn't mean anything it's insane.
Media informs the way we see the world. It's not that someone watches this scene, an MHA, and thinks affirmatively that yes, now it's okay to hit on 6-year-olds. Nothing is that simple or obvious.
I guess art can inform the world, but also I think art is, I think I said this in one of my videos, art is kind of like a snapshot in time of culture. You know what I mean?
It's watching anime and TV and movies, reading books, reading comics, where women and girls are again and again and again and again presented as sexual objects for men, that even subconsciously, men begin to think of real-life women in that way as well.
True.
It is a pervasive and constant barrage of implicit and explicit messages telling men and women that this is how
Not the
women
midnight
should
allegations.
be presented. MHA, through all I have mentioned, is contributing to this. Okay, so that was all my first point about the male gaze. I still have a second point. Don't worry.
Okay, guys, I have to pee. You have fun. I'll be back. Behave, everyone, okay? Hello? But I'm back. Okay. So My thoughts so far on this video is that it's very good, okay? Now, I know, I wish, I wish so badly that she was a manga reader, because oh my god, dude, she would have had a fucking field day with the Curious fight, the Lady Nagant fight, the Stars and Stripes fight, Mirko getting bodied 2 times in a row. Oh my god. She would have gone insane, dude. She would have popped off.
It's a bit shorter, but I feel as strongly about it. The female characters in MHA are underdeveloped.
Who's Curious? Bro doesn't even know who Curious is.
Especially compared to their male peers. Like I said at the beginning, I do think the female characters are better in MHA than a lot of shonen, but it's still not great.
Fair.
Let's look at Yurakaka.
Uh-oh.
She is a great friend to
Yurakaka? Yurakaka? What the fuck?
Deku and has a really incredible arc at the start of Season 2 during the sports
Oh no, she's gonna say that she peaked.
festival. A fight that outlines anti-feminist shonen tropes and rebukes them. Yurakaka is fighting Bakugo, who is clearly the favorite to win, and the crowd boos Bakugo for not going easy on Yurakaka, toying with her, a poor little girl who got a rough draw going up against him. Present Mike even chides Bakugo for going all out. However, Aizawa as a commentator calls out the crowd for their own sexism in not treating Yurakaka as a serious opponent for Bakugo. Bakugo
I think this video came out right before the Curious fight in the anime. Damn, dude, she should have waited.
was actually taking her quite seriously, not letting his guard down at all. Although she eventually loses, she puts up a remarkable fight, and Bakugo even seems excited about it. Afterwards, he learns her name, an honor not many of the extras in Class 1A have because Bakugo is, kinda terrible. Don't worry, I love him.
Okay.
When he returns to the stands with his other classmates, Kaminari reprimands him for fighting such a frail girl, but Bakugo just notes there was nothing frail about her. Bakugo Katsuki? Feminist icon?
He's homophobic and wanted in 3 states and dead.
No, not at all. But it is a really good scene. What's so remarkable about this is how aware Horikoshi seems to be of the typical shonen narrative tropes, where even strong female characters are still treated as fragile or diminished in the eyes of the narrative for their gender. How he actively subverts this in that fight, and then just doesn't do much with Yurakaka or all his female characters.
Wrong. This is the first wrong thing in the video. Her stuff with Toga, it was there in Season 3, and that was it was more foundational, so obviously not much happened there. Is she underutilized? Of course. Like, I'm not going to disagree that Uraraka is underutilized. She very much is. You can say that for a lot of characters as well, but it's especially bad with the female characters, and Uraraka definitely deserved more. But there was foundational stuff there, and the overhaul arc, she was underutilized there too, but she still had the moment where Night Eye died in her arms, and she felt conflicted about what she should do next, and how her hero motivation would shift to including, you know, she wanted to be more proactive rather than reactive. Now, she is an anime only, so I have to give her some leeway, right? Because she's not going to know about the war stuff. Having the first bad take 30 minutes into a 40-minute video is pretty good. Yeah, true. I understand her point. I just don't agree with it. I do think that she has had stuff going for her, even in the anime at this point. But sure. I get it.
For the rest of the series. I'm slightly exaggerating, but the only character development Yurakaka has had since the sports festival is realizing she has a crush on Deku.
Ugh, very wrong.
And being super flustered about it. She declares that she's set.
Oh yeah, this was joint training too. I don't know why I thought this was like... I mean, she had the Season 5 filler episode. Yeah. Okay. Maybe she'll talk about it more. Hang on.
Aside her feelings to focus on becoming a hero, but she still seems pretty distracted by it. And she hasn't had much of a role in events since then.
Too implicit. It's just too implicit, I don't know what to say. I mean, she knows about joint training, so yeah, it's unfortunate.
She had a good moment leaping
Hey!
into the fray with Deku in the class battles in recent episodes, but aside from that, not much. I
What,
consulted a friend.
aside from that, that was a big moment. That's like saying, oh well, I mean, I know Deku had that talk with the Vestiges, but aside from that, he kind of fell off. True, it's true, but we ignore that. We ignore that part. The 305 thing was huge. Just like this was huge for her, no? Wow. It's like, for me, yeah, like joint training, the Deku and Ochako stuff. It's like the only shit I really cared about, to be honest with you. That was an implicit. Because the entire point, you have to talk about Toga if you want to talk about Ochako. So, it's kind of tough because, like, Ochako, or not Ochako, Toga's entire thing is that, like, she's been forced to push her feelings down, right? She's been forced to, like, deny her own feelings that her quirk makes her feel. And now Ochako is trying to do the same thing. Not quirk related, but, like, she's trying to limit her feelings as well. Yeah, Rohan, exactly.
Friend who has read the manga, I'm in anime only, asking if perhaps she gets more involved in a later arc. And she just looked at me and told me that the sidelining gets worse.
No.
Now, she
No, actually, Ochako is more present now than ever. This is objectively wrong. And obviously, that's not her fault because she's an anime only. And her manga reader friend, it just lied. Her manga reader friend just lied. This was 1 year ago? Yeah, 1 year ago. Was 1 year ago, it was post PLW, where she did a lot, actually. It was just before the speech, too.
She also said that pretty much the entirety of Class 1A gets sidelined, so it's not just Uraka
I mean, yeah, that's true.
or female characters getting that treatment. But she added that there are new female characters who get very brief badass moments before getting totally sidelined
Oh no.
or injured immediately.
Oh no.
Let's look at a supporting character, Mina. She has such a cool power in my opinion, this kind of acid secretion. She gets one character moment in Kirishima's backstory, and it's quite interesting, but that moment is literally embedded in another more important, read male, supporting character's backstory.
Okay,
This
that's fair.
moment isn't really about Mina. It's about Kirishima. And that would be fine if the supporting female characters were getting similar development. But they simply are not. Not to mention, Mina is a frequent victim of the male gaze.
Yeah.
Another point, let's look at the senior big three at UA.
Oh
2
no.
guys, 1
We can
girl.
never beat the allegations
Cool,
here.
glad we have a
Nejure's
unicorn in the
finished.
mix. Now, guess which 2 of the big 3 have significant development in arcs? Guess. Oh, it's the 2 guys. And
The
no,
allegations.
It gets even worse, because Nejire, our resident big 3 lady, does get a big moment in one episode. What is it?
No, it's the pageant.
She participates in a beauty
No.
contest. A beauty contest.
I can't believe
Like,
this
I
happened.
was writing a satire to demonstrate how you sideline interesting female characters while developing male ones. I'm not sure I'd be bold enough to straight up write arcs.
It's
for
actually
guys
dog-
and
yeah.
then write a beauty contest.
It's dog
for
shit. It's
It's
terrible.
ridiculous. Another minor point about Nejire, the anime weirdly made her boobs bigger, which
This is shading. I've seen this so many times. This is literally shading. It's because hers aren't shaded at all.
isn't itself an issue.
This has already been talked about a bunch.
Boobs are great. But the reason for this change is so they can add Minata perving about her body.
That is weird though. Yeah, that's cringe.
There are several additions in the anime that aren't in the manga just for this to happen. Like I mentioned with the cheerleaders. Horikoshi isn't at fault. Bones is. But it's really weird. Another thing that isn't Horikoshi's fault.
Oh, it's here, guys. We made it.
The anime in general seems to make every
So okay. Oh god. Okay. So this is a result of the anime is worked on by tons of people. There are tons of corrections, and also there is like not every design in a manga can translate perfectly to an anime. Sometimes you have to do things to make it easier. It's just like, this is a non-issue to me personally.
Everyone, but especially the girls, skinnier. I actually quite like that the girls in MHA have realistic bodies. They aren't all stick thin. They've got thighs and roundness, and yes, I like that a lot. Sometimes I look at One Piece and all the distinct male character designs, and then the female characters who have one type of body.
Bro, One Piece girls, their spines are gonna shatter. It's crazy.
Just a stick with boobs and want to remove my eyes from my head and wander through the woods. So, MHA manga, good on you. But the anime said, no, stick thin, body diversity, who cares? Now, maybe non-skinny bodies are harder to animate, but if you can animate this, I think you can also
This is a goofy take. Because this is an exception, not the norm. My Hero Academia doesn't always look like this. This is the top talent being scheduled on something.
properly draw Uraka's chub. Alright, back to character development. It's no surprise that Deku and Bakugo and Todoroki are really central to the story of MHA. But
2 out of 3, yeah.
it's a little shocking how, with a bunch of female supporting characters, you barely have one who has a main role, Uraka. Horikoshi is certainly good at writing concepts for cool female characters at times, actually executing and utilizing.
Yeah, if you want an example of MHA not being able to like keep up with like manga body types, Deku is always so thin in the anime. He also gets thinned out really big.
Those concepts seems to be a struggle, though. It does not matter how amazing the female characters are on paper if we never actually see them involved in the story. There are
Fair.
female characters who get plenty of moments. Momo has her own little arc with Todoroki in their exam. Jiro has her arc with the school festival.
Good.
Sue got that anime-only episode about
We
her
do not care.
internship. But if we think about the plotty arcs, Uraka's fight with Bakugo is an exception in the sports festival. There is a recurring set of characters who get to be a part of the action. Uh-huh. Okay.
I was gonna say take Kirishima out of there, but I realized she's going arc by arc.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. When it's an exam or an intern.
So, I agree that the women are underutilized, but this also feels like a complaint about having main characters to me. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, obviously, these people are going to be involved because they are the main characters, but also you could argue, well, maybe a woman should have been a main character, and I guess, yeah.
Or a festival, the girls get little moments to shine. But when it's real action and being heroes and fighting
This is true, though, yeah.
they're background, at best. I don't deny that this is a shonen aimed at a male audience, but you can have great female supporting characters in a story about.
A shonen having a male audience is actually a prime reason to have good female characters, because it's been decades of female characters only existing to be sexualized. So if anything, that's more reason to have good female characters.
Mostly male characters who get to be a critical part of the action. Horikoshi seems poised to do that, but he has chosen not to. What has he chosen to do with his female characters instead? Sideline.
Yeah.
Sexualize.
Yeah.
Sorely disappoint.
Yes and no.
Side of gatekeep, gaslight, girl boss. This is all compounded by the hypocrisy of having a moment like the sports festival, where it seems like Horikoshi is trying to comment on narrative sexism.
Maybe they should try and expand their audience to make more money or something. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, people still have this misconception that Shonen Jump is read by children. It literally is not. Shonen Jump is actually read by people my age. A majority of people reading Shonen Jump are between the ages of 21 to 25, or 20 to 25, something like that. They're adults. A lot of adults read Shonen Jump.
Makes the entire scene read as faux feminism with no real meaning behind it. Trying to remark on the sexism of shonen treating young women as fragile rings completely hollow when you not only don't comment on the male gaze, but use it completely uncritically. If this was a show that didn't even pretend to have an interest in developing female characters, it would still be irritating to see a ton of fan service, but it wouldn't feel as frustrating as it does in MHA as is. MHA is but one strand in a huge web of sexism that makes up our pop culture. They're a series far more sexist than MHA.
Yeah.
But MHA is such a good show in other respects that it
L.
makes me even more frustrated that it fails so consistently to treat its female characters right. Acknowledging the sexist elements in a series, even as we enjoy the show as a whole, is important.
I think it speaks to how good this video is, where most of the times that I said L is when she said MHA was good. So, this is a good video, yeah.
Acknowledging the subtle and not so subtle ways the male gaze and sexism affect our viewing experience is important. And not just in MHA, but in all media we consume. One of the reasons I started this channel, over 5 years ago now, if you can believe it,
Damn.
was because I didn't see that kind of acknowledgement around issues of sexism in anime.
Yeah.
Actually, because most
It's more
of the
common
prominent
nowadays.
voices on anime YouTube are male. Of course, issues around sexism and feminism do sometimes come up in others' content, but I hope I offered a unique perspective and gave you something to think about as you watch MHA and watch other shows.
I mean, personally, this video was like 90% correct. The Ochako takes were bad, but also it's kind of a bit of anime only disease, but also she just kind of like misrepresented the PLE and the overhaul stuff and the JT stuff, or just like kind of writ it off. So that sucks. But other than that, it's kind of nothing new. We've all talked about this before. I am actually a feminist icon, and I am leading the feminist movement. This is the video. Make sure you like it, everyone. Like her video. She did a good job. I'm just gonna comment W. There we go. Asa wearing "This is what a feminist looks like" shirt. True. I am the forefather of the feminist movement, okay? Let's give it a like too. Here we go. Bam. This video has 735,000 views. Holy shit. That's actually crazy. How many fights made it into the tier list? I think it was like 20 something? High 20s, low 30s, I forget. Like her video. And say good video, okay? Comment, say good video, or W. Either one. The dislike to like ratio is pretty bad. I don't have the plugin, so I don't see it. Asa watches a good MHA video on a stream for once. Surprise, yeah. Is it all, or be finished? I mean, are there other videos that we can watch? I'd be down to react to Andy to something else. That was a good video. Gonna tell her she's got a terrible chocolate takes. Maybe she made an update. Oh, she makes a video like once every fucking year. Holy shit. 15,000 subs in like 7 videos. Dude, or like 9 videos. Dude, she's better than me. I'm washed. Chibi's recent take on MHA. We already watched that, actually. Watch a pineapple video? I honestly don't even know what Pineapple's videos are now. 8.3 thousand dislikes? That's way less than I expected, to be honest with you. No, she has a life outside of video essay making? Yeah, what the fuck? Look at that last video. Watch Neon Bien video about My Hero? What is that? I'll look it up, hang on. What do you think of Pineapple now? I don't watch anime YouTube, but he's a cool dude. I talk to him. Like, I know him. He's cool. Who is Neon Beyond? I looked it up and nobody came up. Are you guys gaslighting me? Have you guys invented a fake YouTuber? Watch the Anime Snobs MHA videos. I want to watch an MHA video that's like kind of recent. You know what I mean?
This is
Oh shit. Like if it's some like 4-year-old video, then I don't care anymore. I may be wrong, but I feel Pineapple's been clickbaiting me. Well, that's his job, so yeah. Why is this playing? Stop. Like, this is his job. Like, he makes a living off of this, so. His Ochako one? This Ochako thumbnail cooked, dude. Look how many views this shit got. I didn't mean it. He fucking cooked, bro. Holy shit. Look at the Fortnite one. Which one? There's a bunch. He posted so many. Oh, this one? That's funny. Okay, let's see. Oh, shit. Why My Hero Academia sucks? This is 2 hours? How do you make a 2-hour video on how My Hero Academia sucks, dude? I could barely make a fucking 1-hour one. Oh my god. Dude. This person made a 2-hour long video about how My Hero Academia sucks. No fucking way. And it's their only video. What the hell? That's it? This is hate. This is pure hatred. There's a lot to go off on these days. This was a year ago, bro. Isn't this the one Naya watched? I think so, yeah. I remember I watched the first 5 minutes ago. I think I watched the first 5 minutes and it was really bad and I stopped watching it. And obviously YouTube says I watched the whole thing, but I definitely did not do that. Okay, well watch like 5 minutes, okay?
My Hero Academia is a shonen manga series written by Horikoshi Kohei, which
True.
began serialization in 2014, and
True.
it sucks. And we're
Fair.
going to examine why in excruciating detail. I do want to say I'm coming at this as a former fan of MHA. I've loved superheroes for literally as long as I can remember. I'm not kidding. My first memory was of the kiss scene in the first Spider-Man movie.
Fair.
I've been reading comics since I was 12, so naturally,
I haven't.
little me found out that there was an anime about superheroes. I was intrigued. So I watched it, and I loved it, and then I read the manga,
How many views
and
does it
then
have?
I never
Damn.
shut up about it. But then slowly, I lost interest, and now I look at it with disdain. And there
That's
are
fair.
many, many reasons for that. If you don't know what My Hero Academia is, I wish I was you. But anyway, My Hero Academia takes place in a world where
This is very Naya core.
humans have evolved to be born with superpowers, which are called quirks. There are some people in this world that use their quirks to become heroes, or specifically government-sponsored superheroes. The protagonist is a 15-year-old boy, Midoriya Izuku, who was born without a quirk but still dreams of being a superhero. His favorite hero and the #1 hero in Japan, All Might, scouts him
Well, MHA reaches peak again? No.
and gives him a quirk and helps him get into the prestigious superhero high school UA. It was adapted into an anime in 2016, and at the time of writing this, the 5th season is currently airing.
Dog
And
shit.
if it works out like I want it to, this video will be out on the same day the 3rd movie comes out. Hopefully.
Terrible.
Before we get into the rest of the video,
Can you get to the point already? World building is ass. Okay, bad. High school? True. Deku's character is ass. True. But I don't know if you have the right reasons though. Villain hero dynamics are ass. That's actually like the one good thing. Racism. True. The racism is bad. Misogyny is true. Feminist King Bakugo. Wow, that is a big pedophilia section. Make you think you're watching a Mushoku Tensei retrospective or something. True. Trans misogyny. I mean, probably true, yeah. Oh my god, dude. Oh, not the Endeavor section. Oh no. Okay, we're not watching this. It's way too long. Way too long. It took way too long to get to the point, okay? The video text says Endeavor Agency was a release favorite part of Season 5. Wow. That's impressive. I mean, look, if you guys want to watch it that bad, go ahead, okay? Have fun. She's saying Endeavor is bad? I don't know. That was just what the chapter title said, so... Maybe. Okay, if we have no more content, we can end it. But if anyone has a video to recommend, then we can look at Fellow Reptile. What? How Kirishima depicts masculinity. I've already heard about that, and it's true. It's cool. What Endeavor stuff did you say? I don't know. We didn't watch it. It was way too long. It took way too long to get to the point. So. Pineapples, Ochako, and Toga video? Okay, we'll watch Pineapples, Ochako, and Toga video, and that'll be it, probably. Is it this one? From a month or two ago, okay. Is it this one? You can't tell with his videos. I give up. Watch if he actually used his brain. Okay. Oh no. Is this all for one slander? That's fucking pog.
If All for One used more than 10% of his brain, the show would have ended way sooner. Sure, we're told that Deku becomes the greatest hero, implying that he'll defeat his nemesis eventually. But, with all the power, resources and allies, the symbol of evil could have secured the victory at several points in time prior to the Liberation War.
True.
Hello comrade, my name is Mahis. Come, get yourself a beverage and sit down with me. We got a world to destroy. Even though I've said that he could have won before the story got here, that doesn't mean that we are not using the information that was given to us during this arc. So, here's your spoiler warning. Just like our big bad, I'll use everything to achieve my goals. Although, if he did, I wouldn't have made this video. Before we even start plotting, there's one thing that needs to be established.
What was your opinion on the spinner content being added later in the show? It's good, but it's still bad that it wasn't done when it was supposed to be done.
What is a victory in this scenario? We got a bunch of heroes, UA School, All Might, as well as other villains and aging of all things. Dealing with either of these will only produce short-term results. That's why the best possible outcome is to make sure that nobody can stand up to Quirk Daddy and he himself continues to live happily ever after. The very first solution to this situation lies in the past, and it's as simple as Muzan's thought process. Don't give your brother a quirk. That would have literally
Okay, bro, really? Like, okay.
solved 90% of his problems, because the only one who was able to put a dent in his plans was Toshinori, aka the 8th wielder of this snowball of a power. Of course, it's easy to say that in retrospect.
Yes.
He really did care about family in his own twisted way, and even found the meta power that his weak, seemingly quirkless ass will be able to use. Except it backfired, and now the world has to deal with two teenagers fighting a battle their forebears started.
Peter.
Oops, wrong show. But seriously, something doesn't add up. Not yet Ballhead must have known he had a quirk, since he has so much experience in trading them. Also,
What?
why is stockpiling one? There had to be plenty of others with more use. Something related to restoration maybe. Instead, we got what we got. And now, above everything else...
This is a bad point. I'm not gonna lie. I hate to be the guy who defends All for One, but this is not a good point. He didn't know his brother had a quirk because he didn't fucking know. How is he supposed to know? How is he supposed to know he just had a shitty quirk that he couldn't use? And wait, why is he talking about stockpiling? It's just a quirk, I don't know.
He wants that power back. Sounds too good to be a coincidence. Given how skilled All for One is at manipulating and scheming, he must have used it to influence
How does AFO know anyone's quirk? He doesn't.
his brother and let him cultivate this new power, to later take it back and strengthen himself beyond anything he could have achieved alone. To support that theory, here's a question. How did he pass One for All for the very first time, as he was imprisoned and definitely couldn't have freed himself by force yet? Let me know what you think. Maybe we're onto something.
This is explained in the manga.
Secondly, let's look at the encounter at USJ.
I think this guy's an anime only.
This was a great opportunity for villains, as Shigaraki needed some real experience and UA's defenses needed to be tested. Naturally, they came prepared with some intel from a traitor, armed goons, and even a
So then why would he not test it and see if his brother had a quirk? Because he cared about his brother, that's why.
secret weapon. But
How did he know he could pass it though? You just kind of know how to use your quirk when you have a quirk. It's just like an intrinsic knowledge that you have in your body. That's been explained a couple times, I think.
did they have to waste one of their strongest nobles for a recon mission? Hey yo, Mahis, Shigi was planning to kill All Might, not Scout? Yes, that's what his stupid ass had in mind. You really think that master
So this is silly because at this point in time, this is pre-body jacking. This was when our understanding of All For One's character was that he was trying to cultivate Shigaraki into a competent leader, and by that he gave him the resources necessary to do so. Even if it meant blowing his fucking 3-0 lead, he would do it because it would be development for Shigaraki. That's the point.
Was expecting them to win? No way.
Now that we know that the body jacking is a thing, yeah, this is stupid, but like...
Mura needed to gain XP and level up, so that he can eventually become an absolute menace to society. To achieve that, he was given a squad and a goal. However, if the symbol of peace was there to begin with, as they initially assumed, it would have been over way faster, because Aizawa wouldn't have been injured, Kuragiri would have had to protect Facepalm instead of focusing on kids, and so on.
Okay.
What they should have done is capitalize on everybody's mistakes. All Might came in tired, which wasn't obvious, but given how much trouble he had with Brainbird, you could tell that he's not at his peak. Honestly, this was the perfect moment when the big bad should have warped. Literally nothing would have been able to stop him there, except for the storytelling, which needed him for a more dramatic reveal later. Having said that, this scenario required too many stars to align, so let's look at the original plan. Undoubtedly, All For One noticed that his sworn enemy is getting weaker. He's not performing as many deeds, cause he can't maintain this form. He's teaching now, which means that he's looking for a successor.
True.
This dude isn't dumb. It's totally logical to start wearing him down. Send simple Nomus, get an estimate of his power, as you of all people should be able to evaluate it. And if you see that your suspicions are correct, send in the big guy, and after that come in yourself to claim victory. Alas, it was all about training his disciple by teaching him that he can't just go in and expect everything to go his way. So we'll let it be. Nomu.
Yes, within the context of the story that this guy is familiar with, this all makes sense, and this is actually not an AFO flaw. Obviously now, when we know that AFO's grand plan was to body jack him, yeah, it's stupid now, but he doesn't know
Can
it
be
yet.
made, allies can be gathered, and in general, he can always try another time. Speaking of which, one of the outcomes of that try again thing was the Kamino nightmare. I am conflicted here, because on one hand, he delivered a devastating blow to the Hero Society by retiring All Might and sending the message. But on the other, did he have to get involved like that? Let's take a step back and look at our hand. We know for sure that One for All has been passed and the successor is a green crybaby. We still have a bunch of brain dudes ready, with a million more well on the way, and
All For One didn't know who the successor was before Kamino. He found it out when Midoriya saved Bakugo. Midoriya, Ida, and Kirishima.
lastly, the media is doing a fantastic job at making cracks in the Hero Foundation. Oh no, sneak attack, what do we do? The most sensible course of action is to evacuate the league as he did, fuck up a few pros, and dip by employing Johnny. That way, heroes would have still taken a major L, Nomus doing their thing, civilians turning on their saviors. It would have been a decent outcome because Dead Genist, Mount Lady and others were forcibly expired while the bad guys didn't sustain any losses. However, this wouldn't have been a victory, and it's precisely why I'm so torn about it. You see, taking out Toshinori is like trading queen for queen in a chess game. A gambit that provides more breathing room for all the other pieces, and that's exactly what he wants for Shigaraki. So technically, it's a W. But in order to actually prevail here, we have to redraw the entire master plan and change it into forcing more incidents like USJ. No matter how you look at it, he is the only real obstacle, and for the sake of beating him safely, he has to be pushed past his limits a few times. Let Handman have some Nomus and consistently target UA. Use every trick.
But All Might lost, technically. I mean, like, he won the fight, but, like, he's powerless. This worked out. This was a good... He did... Dude, how are you making me defend All For One? This is fucked up. Stop this,
in the
now.
book. Abduct students, threaten their family, use the informant more. Because
I'm lost. What is he saying? I'm not going to lie to you. This is a very incoherent video. I don't know.
to exploit his desire to jump into action. The symbol of peace will put his life on the line, which in turn will shorten his buff form and allow for the opening. Then, come in balls blazing, and All Might will be United States of fucked. On the topic of smart
He already is United States of fucked. All For One got the W by taking out the pillar that holds up society.
plans, why not take a different approach and just throw everything you have at the problem? I'm not kidding. Going all out is a reasonable option to avoid assholes, reinforcements, and other shit the bad guys have to constantly deal with. Like, how many times do we have to fail by explaining our schemes, taunting, and taking our sweet time? No more. All for One had this entire operation going on for decades. He has been collecting quirks, copying them, and implanting them into reanimated corpses. Look at how many there are. Sure, they're difficult to make and time is a factor, but you're the one rushing things. Where would these nobles be if the League of Villains never showed their faces? Last time I checked, they didn't help producing them. Quite the opposite, actually. Okay, right. Indirectly, they did help by raising the crime levels, which caused more fighting, more fallen heroes, and most importantly, they helped with testing their combat ability. However, all of that could have been done at home, or at least the later Nomus could have been tested internally so that they could accumulate a critical
How do you test a Nomu internally, bro? Do you get killed by it?
mass of them and strike. Remember, Hood was barely not able to defeat Endeavor, and the other high-ends required Eraserhead's presence to be slain effectively. Now, imagine if out of nowhere, None for Y'all showed up at UA with a dozen of optimized Nomus and Makia in tow. It would have been GG well played before the other top pros would even get there. The greatest advantage of these brain freaks.
These Nomu were actively being developed over the course of the series. The high-end Nomu test was the first test that they ever had, no? For Pro Hero? Like, these guys weren't ready to go out. And they weren't ready during the war arc either, that was the thing. They still had time in the tank, they were still developing. That's why they weren't at 100% efficiency, no?
Is their durability. The strategy would be to use his strongest attacks while they strangle, hold, or otherwise disable All Might. Yes, it's not going to be that.
Weren't they called near high ends? Yeah, because they weren't ready yet, I don't think. They were called near high ends because they got taken out of the soup too early. Hood was the first one and he was used as a test. He was the first test. The reason why All for One couldn't go all out with all the Nomus is because they literally weren't made yet.
Simple, but I assure you, the symbol of peace will become rest in peace pretty quickly. Alright, I've been saving the best for last, because nothing comes close to how perfect this solution is. Get better quirks. Sounds silly, yet he knows about so many fantastic abilities just sitting there waiting to be stolen. Take hardening, for example. Simple and effective.
Hardening, bro? Be serious, please.
What about brainwashing or confession? Bullshit. That is all literal garbage in comparison to a quirk that would have changed everything harder than the Fire Nation.
Overhaul.
I tell you, even if getting it costs All for One all his money, Nomu's
Overhaul
company, it's well worth it. Because he should have learned alchemy, overhaul, a long time ago.
Yes.
As it's easily the strongest standalone meta
This is
power,
true.
and there is only one in a million who can stand up to it. Okay, I'm exaggerating a bit, but it does solve every problem he currently has. First of all, his body. He will be able to restore it completely, prevent aging, as well as freely augment it. Sure, he never asked for this, but having adamantium bones never hurt anyone. Secondly, normal production will be drastically improved in terms of speed and quality. Imagine if they were able to perform this bioengineering in real time, instead of waiting months for their bodies to adapt. What pissed me off the most about this is that Quirk Daddy knew about Chisaki Kai. It's unclear whether he knew about Overhaul, likely not, though as influential as he is, he should have had a spy in every organization. UA has them all, the Doctor is...
Wait. How does he know that AFO knew about Overhaul? AFO doesn't say anything about Overhaul until Villain Hunt. How does he know that?
Applying data on quirks across Japan, so why a Yakuza family, which started taking whatever lowlives recently, doesn't have one? Underground organizations are a Pandora's box of powers. They are rarely documented and can only be discovered through a spy or combat. Come on, Symbol of Evil. You had 5 years of sitting on your ass recovering, so why did you stop making friends? You have Kurogiri to warp people in and out for conversations, Makia in case shit goes south, Tomura for moral support, I guess. If Redestro could recruit heroes of all people, you should be able to do it too. Damn. As usual, villains fail because they don't...
I think he means that AFO is connected to the underworld, so he should have found out. I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, he does know him. Like, it's a correct inference, probably, huh? Back when they first met Overhaul, Shig knew who he was. Maybe, yeah, that's Shiggy, though. Hi, Brian. The character on the left is 14. Wait, this one?
use everything they have at once, or don't employ enough
Isn't this-
reconnaissance
that's
to
the-
gather
that's the
all
demon.
the intel. I
That's not-
know the good
fuck?
guy's goose is getting cooked right now, but
AFO showed him a picture? He might have.
it would have been well done and charred if only
Oh, this video was okay. It's kind of mid, but he needs to watch my AFO video. It's better, okay? Shigaraki mentions that AFO told him about him. Alright, maybe I just forgot. The bad frame. Yeah, we we worked through that quickly. Okay, we got off that one real fast.
they would listen to me. It was I, Mahis, being bad.
It was a huge plot hole. The overhaul shit is like really it's really terrible. There's like really no saving that, I'm not gonna lie. Have you seen Just Stop's MHA video? I have not heard of them. How old is it? Because if it's like over a year old, I'm not interested in it. Let's see. Well, this guy doesn't post often. It's probably old, huh? The importance of character. It's 35 minutes. Ugh. We're probably done anyway, though. It's been 3 hours, dude. Jesus. Pineapple Vid is 5 months ago. Too bad, Bubba. You're going to bed, okay? We're done streaming now. Stream's over. Everyone go home. His name is Zorbus, though, okay? Thanks for coming out, though, guys. It's fun. Follow me on Twitter. Join my Discord. You just got here? Tough, dude. You don't want to go home? Zorbus is a good creature. Wait, which one is your AFO video? I'll post it. Hang on. My AFO video is great. It's fantastic, some might even say. Where the fuck is it? Oh, here it is. Great stream, as a happy new year, and have a great day. You too, Caper, okay? Goodbye, everyone. Join the Discord now. It's an order. Okay, bye.